are participating from. I know that yesterday, even though I didn't attend, but you had a great, time at B&B. I can see heads, nodding in agreement. Yeah, so thanks to PRSM and MACRA for organizing an evening for us to relax and to interact and so on and so forth. May I welcome you to the second day and the last day of our conference. Today we have 3 presentations. We have changed the program because we ran long. 2 of the presentations were made yesterday. Those that were made, supposed to be made by MACRA, were made. So the presentation on Electronic Transaction and Cybersecurity Act, which was supposed to be the first one, to start with Mr. Chiwoni, was done yesterday. So today we'll have one presentation consolidated or integrated from Mr. Horace Nyaka, and that he will combine fake news and the role of media influencers in combating it, and news management for social media influencers. These 2 topics have been consolidated into one. And so we have 3 presentations. Mr. Benson Linja will come with the weaponization of information, social media, media influencers, and matters of national peace and security. And then I will also come with Malawi brand, national image, and the role of influencers. I wish you a great day, and I appeal to you, let's participate as we did yesterday. So Horace, can we give a round of applause for Horace as he comes in front? Thank you. All right, welcome Horace, and very best wishes. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you after a very packed yesterday. As it's been mentioned on a number of times, my name is Horace Nyaka. I am a public relations specialist and a very serious social media user. I'm not an influencer, but I follow most of you a lot. What I want us to discuss mainly this morning is first, how you can manage yourselves and the content that you create on the social media. And secondly, how you can identify and manage fake news. So, ndikuona kale kuti muno muli anthu o siyana amene amagwiritsa masamba a social media. Pali ena oti amagwiritsa masambawo ngati iwowo. Then pali ena amene amagwiritsa masambawo ngati njira, ngati ma artist. Oti masamba aja ndi njira chabe yoti angofika so kwa anthu. Koma ntchito yawo enieni mwina ndikuimba kaya ndikusangalatsa anthu, kaya ndikuvina. Nde pali ena so kuti ntchito yawo enieni ndi masambawo. So anthu amene ndi oti ndi awiri osiyana. Koma nkhani yofunikira ina imene inakambidwa dzulo inaliyo kuti mutha kukula bwanji ngati anthu amene mmagwirisa ntchito social media. Choyamba mwina ndimafuna ndifotokoze kwa amene mwina tayiwala kuti mbiri ya social media m'Malawi muno kwambiri inayamba bwanji. Anthu ambiri mwina timangodziwa za pa dziko lapansi pano komanso ndi mwina amene tilili pano. Kwambiri kuti Amalawi azikhala kuti ayamba kutanganidwa ndi kucheza ndi kukambirana pa internet chinali chaka cha 2011. Amene tukumbukira mu July 2011 kunali ma demonstrations athu oyamba a serious after 1993. Kunalibe WhatsApp nthawi imeneyo, koma Facebook inalipo, kunaliso ena timati tagged ndi zina. Zinthu zimezi timatha kuziyika mu masamba ena anchezo ina timati ni mbaza amene mukumbukira tikalowa mmene muja timatha kukalowaso makambirana ndi anthu ena. 2011 July 20 panamwalira anthu oposa 20 ma demonstrations. Inali nthawi imene Amalawi anapanga exchange information kwambiri kuposa nthawi ina iliyonse. Azachitetezo amakhulupirira kuti internet inathandiza kuti moto uja ufale kwambiri, chifukwa through the internet tinali ndi ma Google groups nthawi imeneja anthu amatha mwina ena anena kuti kubangwe akuwotcha zakuti, zikangotero mangomva kunzuzu anthu apita akaphwanya chakuti. 2013 WhatsApp yabwera, zina ndi zina zabwera, straight forward to kumapeto kwa 2019. Ndi pamene tayionaso social media ikugwira ntchito kwambiri nthawi ya ma demonstrations mpaka na 2020. So kwambiri chiwerengero cha anthu amene akugwirisa ntchito social media chakwera mmene tinamvera dzulo lija. Koma chimene ndimafuna mwina ndigawane nani ngati anthu amene mmapanga content online ndichonena kuti Malawi muno population yathu ndi ana kwambiri mmene takhala tikumvera. For those who don't know, 52% of Malawians are below the age of 18. 52% of Malawians are below 18. So in every 100 people amene mmaona Malawi muno, 52 sanakwane zaka 18. Parallel to that, anthu amene anadutsa zaka 60 m'Malawi muno, they are only 3%. Yes, just 3% of Malawians are above 60. And this is common in sub-Saharan Africa. Africa watu unoyo wantu akudai. You go to Zimbabwe, South Africa, my age groups I can many. So when you're creating content as social media influencers, muzidziwa kuti the majority ya anthu amene akuona zinthu zanu ndi ana ang'ono. So you're not only influencing public affairs today, but you're also influencing a whole future of this country. You're creating a new generation for this country. So when you're on your keypad, when you're typing, remember this. Ababa mmene ndikulemba. We can say even 70-80% of the people zaka 40 sanatani sanakwani. So basically muku manga ziko linoli based on what you're writing. Panabwera nkhani ya mmene mungapangire build brand, mmene mungapangire build dzina lanu ngati ma social media users. Paliena pano munakula kale, paliena simunakule. Chofunikira kwambiri chimakhala, you need to understand your audiences. Most of us timangoti wina aliyese bola ali pa Facebook ndekuti atha kundipanga follow. It's possible kwa anthu ena mwina amene amapanga current affairs, mwina amalemba za politics, mwina Julius, mwina Gerard. But say for Anjiru, his audience ikuyenera kukhala anthu amene amakonda nyimbo, kwambiri amakonda reggae. So audience imene anga ifune Anjiru ndi audience imene anga ifune timandani Wikise, most likely sikhala yofanana. Most likely Wikise will go for younger generations. Anjiru, Skefa, Makondesa, mitundu yake ndi yathu yoti tachoka nao 20-25 years ago. So you need to understand the audiences. And this starts on your pages. My personal page yan. Muzikala ndi nthawi yopanga check anthu aja kuti anthu amene amakupanga ni follow ndotani. When you have time. I know it's difficult, but take time and check. The profiles will give you an idea. Mukapanga post sometimes on the page, mukapita kumene kumapereka ma options kuti anthu akhale akuti chani kumene kuja. You can also choose the demographics. Muli ndi show kuchikwawa, mukuyika pa Facebook page mufuna anthu akukaronga aone. They may see, but most likely impact ikayo chepa. Facebook gives you an option to choose kumene mukufuna kuti anthu adela lakuti ndamene ndifuna akhale ma primary audiences. So it targets straight mwina anthu akulowa shire. So you have more people kumene mukupita kuja, or they are following what you're doing. Chintu china, so it's to check the people that mostly like what you post and your pages, to give you an idea kuti mwina zimene anthu akuzikonda ndizi, zimene anthu sakuzikonda ndisakuti sakuti. So basically tisanakambe za fake news chimene ndimafuna kuti ndinene ndi chimenechi. Phunziro lina limene umatipasa moyo ndi osayiwala kuti internet sima iwala. The internet never forgets, the internet never deletes. So you can post something today, 20 years from now, someone will remind you about it. So always post something that you know that 5-10 years from now, you're going to be proud of it. You're going to be able to stand by it. Yeah. So before I go there, another thing. If you don't have anything to post on your page, no matter how famous you are, no matter how much the age is coming, don't post. One Italian philosopher said, had you remained silent, had you stayed silent, you would have remained a philosopher. Tikuziwa tanthauzo lake. For you to unalibe zolemba, wangolemba, for you unazolowera kuti umalemba. Anthu amakupatsa ulemu mbuyo mukalemba bwino mwa. For you to wangolemba baba zosakonzekera. Upezeka kuti wapanga post manyaka eti. Ndeka ulemu kose kaja kamakhala kuti katani kapita. Zimene manena zilozija ngati palibe cholemba ingokonzekera bwino bwino tsiku limenelo satani usalembe. So fake news ndi chizungu chimene timachigwirisa ntchito pa nkhani zimene sizolondola. Kukakhala ku newspaper mwina headline ija ndiyo yabodza olo ayithira nali. Tikudziwa mmene zinthu zimakhalira headline kaya pena pake ayithira nali. Let's roll to another page. Kuvuta kwa fake news pano kusiyana ndi kale. Kale newspapers zimatenga nthawi kuti anthu azione. Pano munthu ukangotaipa 1 second later nkhani ija ku America yafika, imayenda ndithu like bushfire. So palibeso amenanga ya, no one can stop it. As someone said yesterday, that you can't control what is posted on the internet. So once it's gone, it's gone. If there's a damage, ndekuti zimenezo zapita. So mostly fake news has the aim of damaging the reputation of a person or entity, or making money through payments and advertising revenue. So fake news nthawi zambiri anthu samangogawa mosadziwa. Kumene kumachokera fake news amakhala kuti mwini wakeyo akudziwa zomwe akutani akupanga. Mwina kufuna kutipanga mislead, mwina kufuna kuononga munthu wina wake, olo kukweza malonda. Timaziona ndithu m'Malawi muno, munthu ayika pa Facebook nsapato yokongola kwambiri, iwe kuoda kukaona sapato ndi zimene unaoda sizikutani sizikugwirizana. Nthawi zina zimatheka olo munthu amene kuti chithunzi chimene chinabwera ndi product sizikugwirizana naye. Yeah, let's move to the next page. So, what I wanted us to discuss again is the fake news imapangidwa bwanji, and especially kwati kumalawi kuno. A few weeks ago, kunatuluka video imene munali nzibambo anavaa t-shirt ya blue muka office ndi nzimayi. Voice ya video inali ya nzimayi wa Malawi amayankhula mchichewa. Zachitika ku Ministry of Lands. Ujeni tachita kwagwira accountant. Kuchita kwapezelera mwakuti ndithu zachitika kuno ku Lilongwe azimayi. Ndenkanija inaenda. Then some of us said, let's check these images. So you take the images, you put them on the internet. Came out kuti video ijandi ya ku Uganda. Endinkanizo sizikugwiriza naso ndi zimene munthu yamayika. But this lady put her voice on this video. And if kunokupogawa video ija, literally anthu aja olokuona video mawa osama yankhula. And mmene timamuziwira m'Malawi kuti wamugwira lamba zipi ali pansi. Mtendere umene unali mulumumo sizimagwirizana ndi zimene amayi aja amatiuza in her voice. But we continued to share that video. Sadly, dzina lija ku Ministry of Lands lilipodi. Abambo aja banja lawo ndekuti zonse pamene posatani zasokonekera. So kunoku kumalawi kuno tiliso ndi njira zathu zimene timapangira ndi kugawira fake news. So this is what I wanted to share with you. The first one is political propaganda and misinformation. So this is now in the world of the social media. I wanted to share with you my experience, my background. As a young journalist, I was very close to the then ruling party, the United Democratic Front. So there was also misinformation, a lot of it. It's always there in politics. But there was no internet then. So dimata kunyamuka pagali moto. Ndi magalata. Ndikupita ukaronga ukaposita magalata. Ndeti wina kunyamuka pita kumangojo ukaposita magalata. Mwina magalata ja ama allegations towards someone. Ndekuti mufuna kuthana ndi munthu wina wake. Nde magalata ja ponyedwa kaya kupita kwa president, kaya kupita ku police, kaya kupita kwa ndani. Koma pamene paja information ija ikafika and yambirimbiri. And because the letters are coming from different places, the receiver will think kuti nkhani ija ndiyoona for yodi zinthu zija zachokera kwambirimbiri. And this is how fake news was being spread in the past before the internet. Politically in Malawi, people have fallen, people have been punished because of fake news created by people that didn't want them. So that's the first thing that comes. Most of the times, this is favorable news for a political entity or unfavorable to their enemies. We see this a lot per Facebook. Anduna kuti awagwira kwakuti. Leader of opposition anapanga zakuti. Then the news spreads. Social or personal conflict. Zidani zathu za umuntu. Mwina kulimbira na azimai, kulimbira na azibambo, kulimbira na nchito, kutani. When people want to settle scores, people create false content about others as a way of settling those scores. Zajitika kambirimbiri kumpekera muntu nkani ja kuigawa ikapita uku yafika pena pali posa. People have even lost their jobs because of this. Comedy, banter. Tana does sketches as a traffic policeman. So normally he ama panseu ama panga zina zake. That's just comedy for him. Other people have taken that. Ndikugawa. Police yaku Malawi to season 2. Zulo padeta ampanga muntu zakuti. Akatero ndekuti pamekito bwera ka voice over no pamwamba apa. Koma amene amapanga create chinthu chija. He's just a comedian. He just wanted to entertain people. In the end, we take that and share it as zimzoti zachitikadi zamuchitikira muntu wina wake. Speculation. Speculation mostly imakhala about authorities. Mwina nkhani ya mafuta se situkuziwa mwina kuti tikungomva ndinapita pa filling station mwina ma filling station awiri sindinapeze mafuta, then basi mutu mangamo ndiri mafuta penepa ndekuti atani asowa, then I create a post. By Friday basi mafuta malai muno mukhala mulibe. Goes, it's shared. Ikamata 10 minutes and to my filling station. It happens a lot. What has happened? We know nango ona speculation kuti abas mafuta kulibe. Ama kito banga ndi timeline yo. Panopata ngosala ndi 300 liters. Pa area 10 anenolatu kuti tikonzekere 1 month kukhala kulibe mafuta. Speculation is also one of the reasons people create fake news. Mistaken identity. Video ya antu mwina akumenya na ku Tanzania. Ongo fanana. Ndi Duncan Mlanjira. Ongo fanana. We just get that video. Mlanjira ammenya kumowa kwakuti. Ikamata 10 minutes. Whoa, the whole country yapita. And the Malawi atu it is very connected social media. Tikatere ndekuti azibale atu aku UK ndi ku America. Na also nanga city nafika mu era ya zikachitika mumvera kwa ndani kwa ine. Nde zima kupeza 20 in 1 minute. Everybody is sending you and they are forgetting you are a journalist. If they got this thing, you should be the first to have gotten it. Nde amadabu akutumizira no response. Kuda akuko simuna kaone ndatumisa. The most disappointing part for them is when you send back kuda this ngakhale zoona. Doesn't make sense. This plus this is not adding up. Mungu ayikira kumbuyo chifukwa kuti ndanzano amene kuti nditaona ni chitunzi tacheka ni date 2012 futi mene nde izi zachitika solid. Odd videos and images. This also happens a lot. Somebody just goes and gets a video. Also mwezi tikunena za mafutas. Olo misonkhano ya ndale. Pamakhala kuti mwina panali 2015 wina wake anapita pa misonkhano panali ti anthu tochepa. And this time mwina munthu amene asanakhale pamene wafika lero. Somebody just goes and gets that image. akuti anapita tu kunzimba awakana kunangobwera anthu 12 basi viral basi tu nzimba yakana panangobwera tiana tokha basi nkhani ija ikatero yatani yapita. You go and check the image kungolowesa pa internet ukangoona Nyasa Times 2014 Soso was with Soso in Mulanje kucheck Maravi post chitunzi this is 2014 ndemu kuti dzula anali pa nzimba awakanaso. So but ikatero nkhani yatani yapita. Foreign violence, nudity, porn images shared as Malawians. Pono tikwizi watose masikwano siza nkhani so zinasiyaso kuopya ku Malawi kuno. Ndi chimodzimodzi mwadzuka bwanji. A few months ago kunatuluka pornography gay ya anthu amuna. Pansi pa panali nambala 255 chakuti. So it was rolling the number. So these guys amuna okaoka mapanga sadama. Video ije napangidwa share kuti ndi nzibambo inake wa ku Mangochi. Very prominent man in Mangochi. Nkhani ije inaenda. Video inali ndi nambala ya ku Tanzania pansipa imachita kuyenda nambala ya ku Tanzania yuchita kuoneka kuti this is a Tanzanian number. Kani je inaenda munthu ja ku Mangochi ukanika olo kuyenda. Olo kuti anthu angoganiza kuti koma nambala iyi ndi yakuti panalibe. Ende anthu amene amagawa ma video afake ku Malawi kuno si anthu osapita ku school. Trust me. For me, the people who send me these things are in my PhD, my master's degree, ena ndoda anapanga psychology chani. And when they send you umakhala basi ndoganiza kuti ndafuse kuti mutu mozi kuyenda kapena ndi alakwiraso. But this video went. Then there was a video of a woman mu banki. So banki yo inali ndi makaka already. Zimayi uja anapita ukamenya Tela. NBS banki ku Lilongwe munthu anakuya kwambiri wamenya Tela. Kuicheka banki ja kuti NBS banki ya ku Malawi kuno imene maoneka chonchi nditi. Even this language doesn't sound Malawian. Only to find out kuti nkhani zija zinali za ku South Africa. Koma kuna ikatero nkhani yatani Zulo mwina dzana kwabwera nkhani yoti msilikali wagwirira mwana ku Nchinji. I'm sure ambiri tinayiona. Someone just went to the internet, picked zithunzi zakansikana well groomed. Kuoneka kakuyima ndithu zooneka. Akatenga kansikana jandukayika. Kuti ndikameneka kamenetu wagwiririra msilikali uja. Ndeka kuyenda zithunzi zakansikana ko ndi nkhaniyo. And asking people in Nchinji, the girl and this one sizikutani sizikugwirizana. But this is what we are doing, how we are manufacturing fake news nziko munomu. Literally timangotenga tikangochiona chinthu. There was nkhani pakati apo ya mowa kuti ama China akupanga Jameson akupanga chakuti awagwira ndipo panali dzimowa za green tsambiri. Nkhani ija inaenda. And it was bad for anthu amene amagulisa mowa wakunja m'Malawi muno because they were treated with suspicion. Then we looked at the beer mowa ku Malawi kuno sumapezeka. Traced the video anthu amayankhula chi French. Video ija ndi ya ku Cote d'Ivoire. Timati Ivory Coast. Koma kuno meanwhile ndekuti video yatani yazungulira. So tiliso ndikukonda kukatenga zinthu zakunja zimene tikuzoona kuti sizabwino ndeti mazipasana kuti izi ndi za ku Malawi. So how do we identify fake news? The first one is to assume kuti sichili chose chimene umalandira pa social media chimene chili cholondola. That's the first thing you should do. chilichonse chikabwera uziganiza kuti pali mwayi okuti chinthuchi sichoona. Secondly, question the source. Kumapanga check kuti walemba ndani. Pa Facebook pathu paja timakita kuziwiratu kuti David Kaonda nditha kuntchula David Kaonda amene mapanga follow zimene zamadziwa. David Kaonda mbali yake ndi gogogoga mbali yake ndi. So ukaona David Kaonda akunena kuti nduna yakuti ayigwiratu kwayimenya 49. Ukwenera kuganize kaye kuti really? Okay, let me verify this. Olo ukaona gogogoga akuti nankhumwa uku ampanga zakuti. You also need to ask, okay, let me verify, let me check. So question the source. Then check the history and reputation of the author and publications. Uziona history, kodi muntu history yake ndiyo dani. Breaking news, okay. Kwa jitika ngozi, akuti makuti, who should I check? Okay. Normally breaking news, Gerard akanena kuti kwa jitika ngozi, kwa kuti imakhala chances oti zachitika imakhala mbiri. Let me go to his page ndikangopanga check. Then you find kuti jisika ipalibepo angolemba simene ozina. Okay. Basi ndipite mwina kwa Julius zinthu zapalibe. Then you even check page ya Nation, you check it, you find kuti palibe. Then you build in your head kuti nkhani zakuti page iyi sindingayikhulupirire. Olo munthu uyo akanena zakuti sindingamukhulupirire. Julius Smith akanena kuti anthu awapwetekana wakuti ndi wakuti. Maziwabe kuti mawa mwina tionadi magazi. Koma akalemba za mpira chanchani you said usatitayise nthawi. We know where to get this information, not you. So tiziziwa reputation ndi history ya munthu amene akutipasa information. Check with other sources. Kupanga ndi to verify. The internet is there. Then beware of sensational headlines. Athudzula na matumbo kuchikwawa. Think about it. Nali uyoyo waonjeza. Atira wambiri nkhani ikwena okhala kuti siona. Then use fact check pages. They are credible ones these days. Reuters News Agency, the BBC and others. I never fact check. When you get information, you just go fact check. Ndikupanga check. Was the Senegalese minister beaten in Paris recently? Reuters will give you kuti chitunzi chisiya Senegalese minister. This guy is so anapita ku Paris koma si minister zinaenda chonchi. Fact check will give you that. Then check videos and pictures through reverse imaging. Tose tikuiziwa reverse imaging. Ambiri sitikuiziwa. Mr. Jokes. Reverse imaging tikuiziwa. Mr. Breaking English. Do we know reverse imaging? Okay. A year or so ago, one of the young urban musicians, I'm not gonna mention him, there was a video of people having sex. And people said it was this young musician. And it was very embarrassing to him and everything. It turned out people had just taken videos from the internet and said it was this young boy. Imagine this happening to you. So what you do with reverse imaging is mundi pasa chitunzi kuti aza chitika kudowa injoka ati yaluma munthu yatere. So you need to go to your phone, then you can just type reverse imaging. Ikupasa na applications. If you want it kuti mukhale nayo, you download the application. Nde chitunzi chija chikabwera akakupasani muntu, you upload that picture. Page jaima kupasani kuti chithunzi ichi chinagwirapo ntchito siku lakuti ndi kwakuti. Gives you the whole history about that page. And this is very important for you amene mapanga share content. It's been embarrassing at times. Some of our big artists ziko muno pezeka kuti akutenga chinthu ndikuchiyika pa page chinthu choti ndi cha fake. There are times I have had to go to anthu oti timapasa ulemu kwambiri ali pa internet paja atenga chinthu cha fake mwina chakwina kwake. Basi kulilongwe zachitika chonchi, so you go ku inbox, aya bwana izi sizotani sizoona. So ima account reputation yako also ikuonongeka. So always check. The internet is giving us everything now. Reverse imaging kaya muchika pa Google or mupanga download app iliyonse ya reverse imaging. Upload the picture. It will give you history. From the first day this thing was put by internet. So it's up to you to use it or to know kuti chinthuchi ndi cha fake. Tamvane? As a social media influencer, it's very, very embarrassing. Anthu akamabwera ndomakuuza iweyo kuti apa ukunama this is fake. Ndamachita bweresa ma screenshot pene paja pa chinagwiraso kwakuti pa kama khala kuti kaulemu kako kakutani kakuchoka. Umasungunuka ukanakhala kuti wangopanga check chinthu chicha sukanachigwirisa ntchito o ukanapereka information yolondola. Lastly, check the date. Zinthu zambiri zimene zimabwera zimakhala ndi ma date, especially anthu amapanga screenshot ma stories ndi amangopereka story with a headline about someone. If you check the date mupeza kuti mwina nali 2017 and someone is telling you kuti zinthuzi zachitika dzulo. If you had just checked the date ukanaona kuti nkhani sinachitike dzulo. Yeah, let's roll. Okay, so titani kuti fake news isapitilire ngati ma social media influencers udindo wathu poonetsetsa kuti fake news sikuthamanga ngati bushfire titani. 1, don't share something unless or until you're sure. Zimene amanena Daud Suleiman zilo kuti ndrama zathu zambiri pa internet zikuthera forwarding chinthu chikangobwera forwarding magrupu muja olosana cheke ngati wina wachiponya kale forwarding. Meanwhile kandrama kako kakuta ndo makhala so mwina olira ngati ine data yochita kupempha koma simmene wayambira forwarding. Check, be sure before you share that thing. If it's a joke or satire, indicate when sharing so that others don't think it's real. Tana awakuyimisa munthu akumufusa kuti gali moto muli anthu imakwera anthu 5 iwe bwanji sukukwera undipasa cash. Tell people that this is a joke. This guy amapanga maja maskirt. Don't tell people, hey, polisi amala usiziri bwino zulo kumpanilira munthu amuchosa cash. Because this guy is a comedian angofuna inuyo museke. Share it as satire, share it as a joke. Si aliyesa amene ali ndi nthawi yoti akaone zinthuzi and anthu amakhala inuyo amakukhulupirirani. If you're not sure about the information, consult the experts. Nkhani za COVID mene zinavutira moja. Aliyesa anasanduka dokota. Katemera uku anthu saku matere mpaka na miezi 3. Wina wake katemera wampanga sakuti. If you're not an expert, check with a doctor kuti nkhani imaenda bwanji. So when you're sharing akhala kuti akatswira aja akuthandiza. Ask yourself if your own biases are influencing your decision to share. Ukamaagawa chinthu chija pa internet kandi ma Facebook page mwanu muja kumazifunsa chinthu chichi ndikugawa chifukwa choti chikundisangalatsa kuti anthu ena adziwe kapena ndikugawa chifukwa choti ndale zimene ndimakhulupirira ine ndawa wandizosiyana, mpingo umene ndimapemphera ine ndawa wandosiyana, mtundu umene ndimachokera ine ndawa wandosiyana. Awa tinayamba nako kumowa tili ku college pajana ndilandako ntsikana ameneyo amasapota Man U ndi wa Arsenal anatizunza kwambiri last season amakhala ngati afikapo angomva kupweteka. Check if the sharing is not being influenced by these biases, zinthu zoti zilikale mu mtima mwanu or against someone. If it's influenced by those biases, most likely you're going to share fake news because objectivity mwaichotsa chifukwa cha mabias awa. So always check ngati simu kutumidwa ndi kusiyana kwanu maganizo ndi munthu wina. Don't share all the information unless it is relevant to chinthu chimene chikuchitika mano. Kukatulusa kachithunzi mkulu wina atayima pa masankho kwawo kumbuyo kulibe olo munthu mmodzi kwinaku kutayima anthu 2000 nkumaneno ta dzulotu bwana azavutaso kwana afuna kuima ma by elections koma basa ola akazawo pambuyo pa panalibepo. Chithunzi cha 2011 nkhani kumati yachitika dzana. Let's only share odd information unless tukufuna kuti iperekere umboni pa zimene zachitika kumene. Something important kwa ifamete makhulupirira ufulu woti munthu azitha kuyankhula za kukhosi kwake. So by now we know what fake news is, not so? We do it. Tukudziwa? Do we know what bad news is? Bad news. We know what bad news is. Ine kupanga ngozi ndikupita ku mwina kumzuzu. That's bad news to my friends, to my children, to my relatives. Not so? Is it fake news? Someone very prominent kupanga ndeu inu yomachita kumuona wamenya munthu olo wagunda munthu kapena apolisi amugwira kuti wabandalama mu Capitol Hill mwathu momwe. And the police have confirmed kuti, or the SCB have confirmed tawamanga tikwaganizira nkhani zakuti zakuti. Is this fake news? But to this guy and his supporters it's bad news, not so? Nde inu zimene zimusalembe papeji panu. You understand? So bad news is not fake news. This is what I wanted to say. So nthawi zambiri mwina ina ndigwira ku office ndinatola inu mwalemba papeji panu ndeti mabwera. No, this is fake news. No, it's not fake news. It's bad news to you. But your bad news is not fake news. So normally timanena nkhani kuti ndi fake news kuti tufuna tipange discredit. For it is a tina anthu asakhulupirire kuti ayi GCK eka Julius. No, that's fake news. Ine sinapange zimene zo. But literally police yachitopanga confirm kuti bwana watatola kai. And who else are you to believe than the police? Or the hospital has told you kuti kwachitika ngozi kwa mwalira anthu 17. The hospital has said only two institutions can confirm death, the police or the hospital. So how does someone say kuti yaya musalembe mene ndi fake news? So what you should always remember, when somebody tells you this is fake news, ask yourself, is it bad news or fake news? If it's bad news to this person, this is not my problem. I share information with the people that follow me. I want people to know, and I'm going to share this. Because tikamaya nkula za fake news, pena timakhala ngati tofuna kuletsa anthu amene amapanga share information kuti asatani asapereke information. Tapange discredit anthu aja. Hey GCK, no. Hey, that's fake news, don't follow him. Hey JFM, no. Fake news, I mean a bus, so don't follow. No. If this thing is negative to you, doesn't make it bad, fake news. This is your problem. Some people would still want to know. So let's not confuse fake news with bad news. A true story that is bad is not fake. Tamvanet? Majende sama process mose mujamoone tsetsa kuti chinthu chimayenda bwanji. And you know kuti zinthu zindizoona. Musachite mantha kuti chikhala fake news for yoti mwina chakhudza wina wake. That's just bad news. So, thank you so much and keep safe. Pali mafuso or anything? Yes, sir.
Ndimangofuna ndifuse kumaka zawo je ife tinapanga kwa experience kwa skefa tinali mwina anthu atatu opanga uje manage page, Facebook page. Nde napezeka kuti amangidwa haki. Nde pamabwerano pamapangidwa post zinthu zambirimbiri za fake zolaula zoterozo. Koma chifukwa choti mwina timalandira ma text osiyana. Panabwera munthu wina anadzanena kuti akufuna azipanga tizimpangira post zinthu azilipira in dollars. Then ndikhola kuti mwina one of us anapezeka kuti wampasa ma details taluza page ija. Then mangofuna mwina muunikire pamenepo pa ma hackers.
This is very important. Maga kwa inu artist amene muli ndi ma page. Normally you have too many people coming ndi my ideas. Artist work South Africa uje chinthu chimodzi chimene anatiuza dzulo. It's about trust. Having someone oti mungampange trust. The cardinal rule: don't share your login details with anyone else. Ngati mufuna kulipira zinthu, page yanu mufuna kulipira kandi pa internet, pali ma process pompaja mutha kulipira. Ngati mulibe mwina kutha kulipira, ask someone that you can trust. Amene mukumudziwa muli naye ubale wabwinobwino kuti akulipirireni. Once you give someone my login details, mwampasa page ija. Akakhala ozitsata kwambiri, he can even change and lock you out. Kuti muzakwanise kuchichosa chinthu chija, the damage will have been caused. Zikumveka eh? And minimize the number of people with access to your pages. Osati mpaka kwaya yose aliyese athe kulowa, kaya bandi yose basi. Wina akangodya zake usiku osakuganiza basi. Mukamadzuka mama kuti mboba kwavuta tuku. Palo wa zinthu ababa anthu aziona kale. So ngati mungathe kuti as an artist, as a band mukukula, have trusted people that azipanga manage zimene zija. Zamveka right? In the instance kuti mwina mwangozindikira kumene, the best thing is to go to the settings and kuipanga suspend kaya account. Zonse zija ziliko kuma settings kuja. So you can suspend chinthu chija. Zamveka? Yes, Duncan.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that don't accept a friend request just at first glance. There are so many people that are asking for friend requests, but when you check their profile, you find that it's completely suspicious. So don't just accept your friends anyhow.
Yes, Mr. Jokes.
I wanted to add something about hackers. They don't ask you the logins details. They ask you that, okay, we wanted to do business with you. Are you interested? And they offer you money. Not just money, but I mean money. For instance, they promise you to give almost maybe 7,000 US dollars per week. So you calculate, wow, 7,000 US dollars per week. I'm rich. Then they tell you to follow the link. And they say, okay, you know what? First of all, you should register with Facebook because we buy ads from Facebook. And then, so they promise you brands like Nike, Puma, a lot. Then, when you follow the link, you reach the point where they ask you to add your page. Not your details, but your page. So when you add your page, you need to put your password. The moment you are putting the password, they're seeing anything. So they congratulate you saying, congratulations, you have added your page. And then 20 minutes later, you find out that you are out. So that's how they hack pages. Luckily, those people who know how to recover the pages, that's when they recover. But once you fail, the page is gone. And they start publishing such content that even your friends will start asking you questions. Mr. Jokes, why? So that's how they hack pages, not logins. Thank you so much.
Okay, Tana.
Yeah, I just wanted to shed more light on what Mr. Jokes has said. That's very important for us to know. I think this, okay, you know, these hackers, I think recently they are also advanced. They are being more advanced because they have seen that so many people like Mr. Jokes here, ambiri panopa aiphunzira angati ma influencers tikudziwa zoti amabwera mnjira iyi. Now they are using njira zinaso zonena kuti atawubera ma pages. So for example, they will be just someone sending you a link, check out my new song, like inbox. You click that link, your page is gone. So just I just wanted to say, let's just be very careful with the links, especially Instagram. Ku Instagram mabwera ma link ambiri mbiri o ena mabwera ndi okay ndi dzina la Malawi. Yohane Banda, check out my new song. Oh, I am an orphanage and poetry check out. You do that, you click that link, you find yourself out of your page. So let's just be very careful with the links that we are clicking. Maadmin maga dazambiri ma artist ifeti makala ozindikira kwenake kumana oti makande anthu ena oti thandizira. Let's tell them kunena kuti mwakuti for you at the end of the day page ikapita amanena kuti ni Mr. Jokes amene akupanga post zimenezi, Mr. Broken English GCK akupanga post zimenezi, not knowing kuti mwina zako okuthandizira ndamene wapanga walowesa mbola. So let's just be very careful tizapanga mental. And ifeso tikwena kukhala more advanced kumaona onena kuti ma hackers panopa kumayuza njira zina. Otherwise amwene pamalawi panopa munthu ngati unali ndi 50,000 followers kuti ukaipezeso tsegule page, I like my page. Simasewera yeah.
Okay,
It's a hassle.
Before I take the two sets of questions, at least Tana has answered part of the question or the issue Mr. Jokes raised. You wanted to say something? Okay, please.
I wanted to add on what Tan has said, that maybe the hackers has come up with another method on how to, yeah. But look at it. You're an influencer. How can you just click the link? Because we should also, how can you just click the link? Even you don't know the person, right? For me, I don't just click links unless I know the person very much. For instance, Wikise has sent me the link. I can click it because I know the person. And mostly, maybe I can just go to his page and he has shared the link. I click it so that I see the song. But not someone just in my inbox and send the link and I click it. No, it's not acceptable. So please, influencers, we should know that it's not acceptable just to click all the links that, no, I don't agree.
I think as they say, if it's too good to be true, Damvane? Yes.
Mr. Jokes anena kuti atha kudziwa kunena kuti mwina ndi Wikisi. Kunja kuno kuli zigoba. Munthu atobwera ndi chigoba cha Wikisi. Iwo angadziwe bwanji kuti this is Wikisi or this is chigoba.
Yeah.
Never mind that, Komara Kakuto Wikiseo has been hacked. Where you're thinking you're talking to Wikise, and yet it's actually a hacker who's doing that and is using my contact terminal now. Wikiseo going around to other influencers. How would you know?
Okay, let's
Komanso, I was saying, kunena kuti nthawi zambiri iwe mwini wake utokhala ndi knowledge ya Guinea, right? Koma tunena kuti anthu amene oti ma page managers. Tirekeze kuti mwina ma page managers 5, 4 iwewe mwini wake mapage ambiri amapangidwa hack not through mwini wake, trust me. Amakhala anthu amene amapanga manage ma pages. So that's for me it was just a warning kuti TNT apanga mentor anzathu amene amatigwirira ntchito nena kuti amwene panopa kumayuza njira iyi kumakhala ndi meeting kunena kuti okay apanopa kuti chon otherwise yeah.
Okay, I think we'll come back to this. Kondwani, then Madam here.
Thank you very much, moderator. I'm happy that my colleagues have explained more on the first typology of hacking, that is the physical hacking, where they come to your account, they log you out, then they take over the page. I thought I can just also share the second type of hacking, which we need to be more careful. These ones, they don't hack your page by necessarily getting your password or asking you to do whatever. These ones simply make you start posting what they want by actually paying you literally. And then they know that the information you're posting is wrong, is bad. Little do you know that they are trying to destroy your page and lose your influence. A good example, say, Kondwani is into manufacturing, always reports about manufacturing, and the second one will give you 50,000 kwacha a post. Can you post this for us consistently for 20 days? So I'll multiply 20, multiply the rate. I say, okay, this is money. To me, I'll take it as advertisement. Yet they know we have hacked Kondwani's page because I'll be posting what they want, not what is according to my values, my morals, and my followers. Eventually, we lose the sort that we once had with our followers. So let's also not be very disparate with money. Let's also always question the source of supply. As yesterday DG was presenting, we talked about making social media as an income generating activity. So the moment we maintain our discipline, we maintain our character, we maintain our field of display, different corporates understand and they will come at God's time. We shouldn't just be used anyhow. We have quite a number of pages right now in Malawi that were once very brilliant and were the light source of information. But we have lost sortness because of the same thing that I'm talking about. The second thing that I wanted to share also is perhaps, I'll give an example. I think it was in the press. I'll even mention one media platform that is very, very trusted posted a guy from St. John Bosco that he does not have tuition. And people were tagging me. When I saw immediately, I paid tuition for him just to discover it's fake news. I said, no, I didn't do background one. Why didn't you do background? I said, no, I couldn't because the one who posted is a social media influencer that we all respect and trust. Now, if it is coming from this person, why should I do but the background check? So let's also understand that there are people who trust us, and the moment we disappoint them, then they take us out of the picture. By the end of the day, we are going to have more fans than people who can support our platform, because on our platforms we have got sponsors, donors. I've found quite a number of contracts from the same Facebook page, people I've never met. So if the moment they're in silent, they don't usually comment, they follow whatever we post. So my only advice is, please, if we want to maintain our brand, let us make sure that we are not hacked by money. I submit, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, let's have you, then the gentleman there.
I wanted to just talk about another style that people use to steal as well online. We manage pages across Goshen City for Prophet Bushiri, and people know that he's involved with religious activities and charities. So someone will come to your inbox and say, hi, it's me, the Prophet, you know, God has revealed to me that you should give to such an organization. So people have those kind of conversations as well. So we are mandated then to educate our followers, to show them which one is the real one. So we show them this is our verified page, and we also cross-pollinate across our media platforms. So we will tell you that if you have not seen it on Prophetic Channel, it is not from the Prophet. If you have not received this kind of verification, it is not coming from us. So that follower education and the rapport with your audience is also necessary, because we have a specific style. So you know that if someone says, hi, it's Daddy, this is not the Prophet. If the person says, hi, it's Dr. Bushiri, you know that this could not be the Prophet. So you also know who you are following when you are clicking and when you're liking and when you're giving. So that style, like what Robo Boy was saying yesterday, that style and that character and personality has to stay with you. You can't just one day be like this and the next day like that, because then people following you don't know, is this really him or is it not? And also, if you have a number or a toll-free or a WhatsApp where people can verify and call and say, look, I've seen this on your page. I mean, we're talking about 4 million followers. Someone says, I've seen this on your page. I don't see it anywhere else. Is this true? Sometimes it's even hard for us to know where it has erupted from. So it's very important for people to have that style and that rapport with the followers, and also to educate them that we are going to be live on our platforms. And when you say stuff when you're live, that's also the safest place for your people to know that, oh, we know this person, this is him saying it, and the link is being shown there. Then they know surefire that it's you.
Thank you. Yes,
okay, there's another way that people use to hack accounts. It's not only that they come direct to your Facebook. If you use Gmail, every time you log into your accounts, Gmail saves the passwords. So the other way that people are using to hack is that they send messages by my Gmail, like, I am from this country, I was rich. I think almost everyone on my Gmail account and my emails are million. So when you are connecting with these people, I can already add my details at Gmail. They don't have add my details at my account. When they log into your Gmail and they go to Facebook, automatically Facebook is my information now the password login. There is some features that Google and Facebook they are using now, because now also they know because when you want to log into a new device, you have to put my settings or maybe a message per mobile number. And I think this feature, the main difficulty and to every time you want to log in to Facebook, you have to put my settings on password they sent 6 number password. So I think this feature for Gmail in my details every time you are logging in, it will say information you have to enter another password that they will be sending you every time you log in to a new device. So I just wanted to add these minutes.
Okay, Angelo.
Okay, and Mafuna ndingofunsabe kuti ngati fe ma influencers ndi kuthekera kuti lero tukambiyana nkhanizi tikudziwa kuipa kotumiza fake news pa social media tinyamuka tizipita makwathu koma anthu amene ali kumeneko akaya kumudzi kapena kuli konseko kuti makla ipangapo chani kuti mwina zimene tikukambiyana ngati ife kuno zafikire anthu amene ali kutali ndikuti dziko lonse la Malawi pali ndondomeko zimene makla yakhazikitsa kuti pofika mwina 2024 ka 2025 tifuna kuti aliyense amene ali kumudzi akhale atadziwa kuipa kwa kutumiza fake news pa social media ngati zimene ife taphunzira zimenso tikhale tiwaonekera anthu ena amene tinawo pafupi koma anthu amene sitingathe kuwafikirawo adziwa bwanji za kuipa kwa nkhani zimenezi zikoma.
Okay, yes ma'am.
I just wanted to ask, because I see that there's a presentation on Electronic Transaction and Cybersecurity Act. Are we not going to get that presentation?
We had that one yesterday.
Oh, okay.
In the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are hoping that the lawyer may come again just for 15 to 20 minutes and just give us snippets of the law because it seems yesterday we didn't have enough time.
Okay.
I'll come to Angelo's question. Timalize nkhani ya hacking. Yeah, two things. Taninagale, if it's too good to be true, then there's a problem. Pa internet pali nyambo zambiri panopa. Endi pali bamene samafuna ndalama, pali bamene samakonda ndalama. Nyambo imabwera ndi kanyongolotsi kake kutsogoloko. So let's just be careful. If you're not sure, consult the experts. I think this gives us food for thought. Kuti mwina Makra should organize a proper cyber security training for artists, influencers, people who use the social media a lot, so that you should be able to manage zintungati zizi zikakuchitikirani. Koma chofunikira kwambiri is just to be careful osatengeka. Malinki onde azibwera Netflix 3 months ya ulere inu muli andonere Netflix ya ulere ukangoti to basi Facebook account yapita, WhatsApp account yapita. Zach, you'll have to take this one regarding social fake news on social media. The influencers, the artists are here and the utenga wa umva koma yo paliso limit ya anthu amene angathe kuwafikira ndi kwayankhula. Makra mukupanga zotani kuti dziko lidziwe kuti kugawa fake news sikwabwino and mwinaso malamulo akutere nde mukutani kuti anthu akhale odziwa osati okhawa amene tili nawo muno komanso dziko anthu amene pano palibe adziwe zakuipa kwa zinthu zimenezi.
Thank you for that. Paka nali pano ku Makra pali njira zingapo zimene tikupanga. Iyi so ndi njira ina yo imene ili pandondomeko ya strategy imene tikupanga. So after this week you see a number of activities that will be happening. And you even see kuti ka Facebook page yathu kachani zonse zikusintha. Kumano we had to start from somewhere. We started from January, we had a workshop on fake news, and then we've moved to this one. And from now on, there are a number of activities. One of which, ikayokuza ndiza cyber security, ngati antu akhala kuberedwa ndrama, zolandrama phone zomwezo, there is a strategy being rolled out next week on that. So there are a number of coordinated activities that we are doing about this. And some of you tikupanganiso engage after this kuti muthandizireso in some way. That was the reason why you had to come or you had to be selected to come. We know your followers kuti muli ndi ma followers angati. Ma followers amene muli nawo inu ndi ma followers osiyana ndi Makra. Koma nosenu ndi nosiyana siyana. We are going to engage you to assist in this strategy. And this is just a beginning. Individually, we'll meet you to seek your views on various aspects. And in the end, the whole country will be reached. And there will be results. And there's a follow-up workshop with that's coming up. In the end, we want a win-win situation. We also want you not to remain the way you are. We want you to be able to post things which will even change you, apart from just getting a pat on the back. Could Mr. Jokes, apart from that, we want to see Mr. Jokes also moving from the higher level where he is to a highest level. So for now, I can answer like that. But believe you me, you see, even musicians, guys, Black Missionary, Skefa, everybody will be part of the strategy. It's already a strategy that's been built, but it will be rolled out gradually. Thank you.
Mwachidule kuchoka ku Makra, ichi ndi chiyambi cha kudziwitsa anthu za kuipa kwa fake news ndi mmene tingathanirane nazo. Kubwera kwanu muno ku msonkhano sikuti tizangophunzitsana za fake news, komanso kuti tikukonzekeretseni kuti masiku akubwerawa tikamagwira ntchito limodzi ndi Makra mukhale kuti munakonzeka, mwadziwitsidwa kuti mukhala mukuthandizana ndi Makra kukafalitsa uthengawo mmene timachitira ndi zina zonse, kaya ndi za umoyo, kaya za ulimi, amabweranso kwa anthu ngati inu kuti tufuna tifalitse uthenga, kaya ndi wakatemera tigwire ntchito limodzi kuti dziko lidziwe. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Thank you.
Bachala tuwachita ndithu ntchito yabwino. Wachita ntchito yabwino, tinyadire ndithu. Okay. So pamene tafika apa tipumulireke pang'ono, tituluka panja kwa mphindi 10 kuti mwina tikhoza kumwako kantentha ndevu nditi mabuledi take. Chonde tiyosetse kuti nthawiyo tigwire. Timafuna kuti lerolo mmene idziti chamma 12 mutamaliza even area basi nkumapita ku nyumba. Zikomo kwambiri. See you in the next 10 minutes. Thank you. Hello. Attention, please, for those of us who are still outside, please, let's take our seats. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. My laptop?
All right, welcome back to the last segment of our day 2. And before we start, let me just request the following people to go at the secretariat desk there, just as you go out on the right. Mr. Obedi Samson, Marian Nkomba, Lampard Kamanga, Fraxon Nyelenda, Clement Msisia, Mishek Kauma, Hastings Golosi, Tapiwa Bandawe, Enoch Pili, and Anne Mzaliwa. These people see the secretariat for logistics. Yeah, sure. So, Mr. Benson Linjena will be coming with the weaponization of information, social media, media influencers, and matters of national peace and security. So you are most welcome, Ben. A round of applause for Ben as he heads up to. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so as Bodwin has put it, I'm going to talk about weaponization of information, social media and media influencers as they relate to national security. Right, so we've been talking about all the positives, the good side of social media influencers, but I don't know if we have paid enough attention to the fact that your issues also border on national security. So I'm going to cover those things. Tiroweko vangono ka military, tikambe vangono za security. Some military jargon here and there. So I'm going to differentiate between kinetic and non-kinetic operations, influence operations, weaponization of information, influencers as targets, as well as agents of information operations, and the information operations toolbox, as well as key lessons and tips. I believe we've heard about these terms somewhere, maybe Munoz, kinetic and non-kinetic operations. Tingamatic kinetic operations is active warfare. Lethal, that means palimabomba wamenepo, palizipolopolo. That is kinetic operations. So sometimes maybe mzamva ba news enagagulankola. So yeah, this now the transition to kinetic and non-kinetic. Basically, when we are talking about boots on the ground, zombirana, that is kinetic operations. Non-kinetic operations, we are referring to soft force. You are using force but indirectly. Inuyongati mumadalira ine nde ndikupatsani ndimakupatsani ndalama ndikadula tapu ya ndalama iji I've used the force ationetsana sindikupatsaniso ne ndalama. There's force there, but it is soft force. It is not like I've slapped you. So that is a non-kinetic operation. Cyber attacks and all these other things, that is non-kinetic operations. Sanctions, those are non-kinetic operations. So all in all, influence operations collectively, tigamanena influence operations, we are talking about collection of tactical information about an adversary, as well as dissemination of propaganda. Mchitidwe otola information inaage yokuti ikapweteka anthu ena ake pena pake. Those are influence operations, or disseminating information that will give you competitive advantage. This is applicable in military as well as civilian context. Amene muna pangapo mwina sandale matha kumadzoti opponent we amakhalali busy uradziwe what is happening mu kampu inayi. Tingadetse bwanji kampu inayi kuti chisankho chimenechi asawine. Those are operations ni nkhondo imene. I think nikona ina ananena kuti mativate ndi nkhondo ifwe makhala nkhondo simumenyana koma mukumenyana. So you want to get competitive advantage over another party or stakeholder. So this is not only military, but it applies even in business. Some institutions, attack each other. Zone, companies attack each other. Yeah. So we are moving from the time we've had kinetic operations before. Kale kumagwiritsidwa ntchito radio, movies, TV, ngakale news. But now you see what? These have now moved to the cyber domain. So we used to have propaganda, even in First World War, Second World War, back wars in the past. There was an aspect of non-kinetic. Mwina kupanga post tima leaflets, basi ndege kuluka ukapanga drop tima leaflets dela lina lake, or using radios just to affect the perceptions of other groups in a certain area. But internet, the coming in of social media has meant that influence operations have moved to the cyber domain. So there is now mass manipulation. And these operations are now even decentralized. Akuchitika at an individual level. While kale mwina zimachitika at institutional level, kumakhala ka unit, ka propaganda, and those other things, now somebody in a certain corner can do these things. And you know what? They are even quantifiable. Because a propagandist will say, content here to engagement, reach, people who are engaging with our content. But also see movie you can even measure the impact of your propaganda. And people can influence many people beyond borders, beyond locations. And you know what? Information warfare is cheaper. Instead of kugula mabomba and izina zotero, you just need a phone to influence. You just need a phone to reach millions of people. So it will become something that we will see more of as we go. So now, information is now being seen as a weapon, and the military planners and who know even they are appreciating the critical importance of kinetic operations in modern warfare. Ngakale ma armies masuka na makrandi a whole battalion brigade ya information operations. In 2011-12, I was deployed as an information operations officer ku DRC under Force Intervention Brigade. So I was responsible for positive information operations. So yeah. Now, you use information to subvert democracies, confuse rival states, define narratives, control public opinions. You can use information to bring discord. Kubweretsa mikangano, kubweretsa zinthu zosiyana-siyana in society, even to affect the perception of voters. Voters akavote kapenai. You can use information to do that. Information has become a weapon. That is why we are talking about weaponization. A piece of message or content that is designed to affect a recipient, okalandira message uja, perception yake kasinthe. Nkhondo hii yalowano mubongo mutu. Ndi nkhondo ya mind. And you are in the crossfire as influencers. So, the goal of weaponized information is to bring about a change in beliefs, in attitudes, promote behavior that serves an attacker's purpose. So, let's just imagine a certain group, Imenesima Funia Malawi Zabwino, they are based in Kenya. They can launch their attacks in Kenya and attack a Malawian citizen's mind through the social media. Influencers as targets or agents of information operations. So, in Uyonga, my influencers, you can be targets. Okay, who are the influencers in Malawi? Kuli wakuti alindi audience yambiri and hama amvera ameneo. Okay, let us get them as targets. Akale mbali atu tizagwirisa ntchito. You can be targeted or you can be agents. Kugwiritsidwa ntchito ndi agent. But the target, you can be also targeted. In this kind of warfare. Why influencers and content creators have gained a prominent role in today's information environment as opinion makers and agenda setters? Because you have authority, knowledge. I think as Bodwin discussed in yesterday's presentation, who is an influencer? I believe he talked about these things. You have authority. And and you have a certain relation, you have a captive audience. So, people are recognizing this and capitalizing on that. So you see what? Influencers and content creators can share or post political content, make recommendations for who to vote, or even act on behalf of political parties. As we go kusogologo, people will approach you. Wanji mugwire ntchito ndife. Timakuona ni kuti pa Facebook mulinda anthu ambiri. We'll pay you so much. We want you to attack ABCD. So, while I want to attack Mr. Jingwede, I will not attack him personally. I will say, my friend, kateni baga, a wisdom anali kwa kutuzuana, ledzera kwa mbili, talemba nina yake, tukuchuna nina yake. So, I'm attacking this person or this institution indirectly via an influencer. That's why I'm saying you can be targets or agents of information operations. So, you as influencers, you can consciously or subconsciously reinforce disinformation campaigns. We know age alindi campaign yage disinformation. Maybe you by sharing things without cross-checking, by posting something many you don't have much information about, you can promote a disinformation campaign. So, ignorance is not an excuse. Share for the sake of sharing. No. You need to know what you are doing. Don't just say, the internet, anything goes. No. mudzakhala mukuthandiza some groups or agents outside Malawi or within Malawi that are attacking Malawi through a systematic disinformation campaign for whatever reasons they might have. So influencers, I think have gained importance, as I said. According to Reuters Institute, 55% of young people, they get their news from their personalities or influencers on Instagram and what have you. That is why people want to use you as influencers. Recently, this was in 2023. It says that influencers were secretly paid by political parties to affect the Nigerian election. And I believe some where evidence is, I think, are being facing the law. So you can see that it's a high stakes game. In the future elections, you will be involved in one or the other. You will be approached. But think about your image. Think about your brand. Think about your values, as Robert Boy was saying. Don't just fall for anything. Don't just fall for anything. Mudza ononganazo zina just for the sake of money. Or mudza, you will be used without knowing that you are being used. I think I'm being used and I'm happy with it. But if Mr. Imani, I come to him, he knows me, but I trust Benson. Mena monegera libe atiri motive. So as many one does, I will just post because it's coming from Benson. You will be used without knowing that you are being used. Eti? Kulibwino dzigwiritsidwa ntchito okudziwa kuti apapa ndikugwiritsidwa ntchito ndikulipiridwa, I'm happy with it and I sign a contract. But to be used, when you don't know that you are being used, it doesn't look good. Quickly, what is in the information operations toolbox? And how many akugwiritsa ntchito information mwa zinthu za upandu zosiyana amagwiritsa zinthu ngati chani? Ndizingonena mwansanga because of nthawi. Made up stories, nkhani zoti zongozipeka ndizimene amagwiritsa ntchito. So we should know kuti they are made up stories, nkhani zopeka zilipo ndithu, and zimene zachoka pa radio zabwera ku social media. Heavily biased reporting. Kumango kamba mbali imodzi, not biased. Sometimes having experts that look like experts, but they are biased experts. Fake identities. I was chatting with Angel Fumland and he was complaining ndindi ma profile 5 pa Facebook, and he was complaining to the director general. Ningapange bwanji. I don't know bwana munamuthandiza bwanji Angel, but he was saying alindi ma profile 5 koma imene akuidziwa yake ndi imodzi. Who is using the other profiles? And what if atalemba zinthu zokuti sizabwino? I think they can report to Mark, right? Is that it? Officially? Yeah, you can. Ngati pali ma profile wanu ena. Ngati Mr. Fumland there who has 6 profiles. Zitunzi chimodzimodzi. And one profile has even 4-point-something K followers. It means some people think they are following Angel Fumland, yet it is not the Angel Fumland. Using adverts, fake adverts and things of that sort. Meta-narratives. Kukhala ndi narrative yoti tatenti ngokhala ndi narrative yonetsa kuti ku Malawi sikwabwino. Basi mangoponya information pang'ono. Akakapeza basi yagwa. Mwaona? Ku Malawi sikwabwino yayi. Akakapeza china chake pa kamoto. This ndizi yeti manena zecha. Kwa mvula yambiri. Mwaona? Ku Malawi osapitako kumagwa mvula yambiri. Ntengo kangogwera munsewu. You see? One other reason not to go to Malawi. So have a meta narrative. You want to disseminate strategically. Information operation, forcing an adversary to believe what is true is false and what is false is true. Zinthu zimene ndizoona iya isizoona zimenezo, discrediting. Electronic warfare, so this is more technical. In military and other institutions, they do this, jamming enemy information. So sometimes, I think in your case, Ngatima Ujen, I've heard you complaining, when I was trying to log into my account. I mean, in my account, and I got my Zandria message. Somebody was trying to log into your account. It's almost like jamming, or they want to infiltrate your account. Agai take over. Sabotaging, intentional falsehoods, half-truths, exaggerated information, propaganda, biased information. Sometimes information control is izipite, is asaziziwe antu. These are all forms of information operations. Undermining public trust. Things are not okay. But there's doom and gloom. Yet things are okay out there. Utangojisia phone yako kuiro tsantumbaona uri it's all Malawi, the sun rose and it's setting just as normal. There are these reports, for example, Russia using local voices to spread propaganda. So here it is Russia like a country using local voices to spread information. I think mostly in West Africa, where they are, agents of Wagner Group and what have you. I'm not saying that it is only Russia that does disinformation. I think let us be balanced. Many countries practice disinformation, but this is just an example. And it's not only at country level. It could be armies, it could be groups they do. And here, what is interesting here is a foreign agent using local voices. Why do you think they are using local voices? Because they are trusted. Njiro iti jepera tikangoyuza Mr. A, Mr. B, akatigwirira ntchito, because they are local voices. They will fix things for us. So what are the key lessons before I sit and take questions? Verify information, hear multiple angles of a story. Each and every story has two sides, even 3, even 4. Story, simakala ndi version imodzi. There is my story, your story, and the truth in between. So, you as influencers, you should know the story ndamva iya Mr. Suleiman. Ndimene ndamva, wani. A Suleiman also kumene aliko, ali ndi version yawo. Nde version yawo ndi version yanga, pakati paso pali zona zenizeni. Mwina so patikozaso kalanso ango inaso. Pali zina zona zabodza, zina zona za half, things like that. So verify information. Another thing, be alert. Be alert, you can be used as agents of non-kinetic operation. Agulu mutidzuke. Tisakale chonchi. Tisakale antu, amene sale alert, tikale alert. Zina zake musangu zitenga light. The Facebook basi mwakuti. No. There are matters of national security at stake. We can't afford not to be alert. That is my point. So Banova, when you go back, information in Elionse, mudziona ndi maso atatu. Mukayona information ija, tell yourself this could be true or it could not be true. Don't just take things on a silver platter. Kubwera anthu enake oneka bwino avala suti yawo. There's this, we want to work with you to do A, B, C, D. Think, take a moment and think. And also use the same internet to Google. Pano chimeji umavuta, and while Google is there, we don't Google. So, even when there is something that is as simple as straightforward, we can't even just say, who is this person? And the information comes. Know your power and use it responsibly. Because as we saw in the previous slide, local voices have power, but are they using those powers responsibly? Familiarize yourself with cyber and broadcasting laws. I think tintakanima presentation muno a cyber. I think law manager ndio funa tizikhala nayo nditu. Ntaina kokakhala kungowerenga ka chapter kamodzi kuti akutishani izi. So Makra, you have a lot of work to do to make people aware of the cyber laws and ethics. Learn the tools on how to debunk fake news. There are so many tools there that you can use. I know there are some Jack and others from the media. If you can chip in some of the tools that you use to verify information, we can appreciate that. But there's just a lot of tools out there that you can use to verify Zindu. The most important tool is to do your own research. That is an important tool. Do your own research about anything. It doesn't take minutes to do your own research. So thank you so much. It was just a quick presentation. There's a lot I could cover, just a lot. Guriti ambovanga dissect propaganda, ambovanga dissect so many things, subtle things that you wouldn't know guri abavandi disinformation. But that is why I'm saying we need to be alert. Moderator, I don't know how I'm doing on time. Can I take questions or we should jump into Bodwin? Questions? Questions, comments? Any questions, comments on tools? Jack, what do you use nowadays to verify information? What tools do you use?
All right. I think the most basic tool that one can use is the internet, but although it's dangerous because you cannot verify in a sense that you wouldn't know that the originator of the article had already verified. You assume that, say, your source is the national newspaper on the internet. How sure are you that the nation had already verified the story? So it's always one has to be cautious about the source of information. And the easiest way would be, I don't know, for social media influencers, would be to call the source and verify facts. Because like we've learned from this workshop, everyone that is a social media influencer is also a source of news. So if you want to be a source of news, it's always, you have to take the responsibility to do the right thing.
I think that's why we were interacting with PROs last evening, because they can also provide information whenever you want to verify information. Yes, boss.
The biggest challenge that we have as journalists is that when we try to verify sometimes the right officials, they don't respond. I received some information that it came from South Africa, a Malawian Muslim in South Africa, that somebody, a foreigner, has been given a diplomatic passport. Up to now, they are not, the ministry is not responding. Those are some of the challenges that we do. But on my own, I tried to Google around, but I couldn't get anything out of there. And I've always told my family members that they should first of all verify, especially when somebody distributed what was supposed to be coming from Zodiac. Then when I said, don't just distribute some of these things, these are fake, but it's Zodiac. So I said, okay, check Zodiac. There's a C there. It's not K. So those are some of the things that we fall into trap with.
And you know, with AI, pano voice, ngakale voice, yangai AI koza kubanga imitate the voice. So olowina akuzotenga kajingo ka zodiac ka nyimbo kaja ndikudzapanga ka bulletin pamene pachokapanga piece together ndikukaendetsa mu WhatsApp. Nkhani zimene zangotipeza kumene mwakuti anthu 100 afa. Kakripu mawanga secret. Koma ndi kakripu ka ku zodiac itu. So can you see that? And before people, even while you could just go to Facebook page ya Zodiac, ukapeza story ya Balibe, you find that story ya Peter, and people are panicking. Before I recognize you, before this thought also leaves me, ndikona maderena akete manena kuti being non-responsive, especially my office abo mandie na hotelo, being non-responsive does not help because it fuels fake news. So I wish through Macra you could sensitize the seniors, ministries, departments and agencies to be responsive. Kulibezo kuti ankhani imene ri yankhamawa. No, because nkhani ikuyenda. People are sharing. Ikupita manage. How do you quickly debunk some of these things? Yes.
Yes, this is it's a very pertinent issue, especially for traditional media, which is trying to compete relevance and the speed of information delivery to the public with social media. Because as a traditional media institution, you want to verify. But someone who is just posting on social media, sometimes, they have little to lose, and they'll just post it. So at the end of the day, you're losing consistency of speed. And at the end of the day, people are saying, would rather do it on Facebook. It's not like you don't have the information, you have it. But you want to do the traditional, professional way of verifying information. Now, the challenge is how now do you balance that? Because you want to keep the speed, at the same time you want to be professional. And you're fighting against people who perhaps have very little to lose.
Actually, as you were speaking, you just reminded us of a project actually 2 projects that we have done previously. The first one was called Zammagwalala. This was a project where we are trying to decipher how news flow in our settings. So we're looking at what people are saying on the ground and what the other society is saying online. So we had a team of young people from different areas that would send into the bars, minibuses, markets to record conversations that people are doing in the market, and then would compare that with what people are now saying online on social media, on Twitter. And I think it was Tana and Nyauyu that would now sit down and look into those things using humor to just say, oh, this is what people are saying in a minibus to Ntandile. The finding was there's a very big gap on how the same piece of information that was online, when it's now transmitted to, let's say, WhatsApp groups, when it reaches people on the ground, it becomes a totally different thing. And I think there's now a need for big organizations, or even like radios or even newspapers, to work more with citizens to verify what people are saying on the ground. Because I think there are layers of top-level information, middle consumers, and then the people on the ground. And actually, most of this affects the people on the ground because it's diluted, or the story changes when it actually hits on the ground.
But you as influencers, you also have the power to kill a story, to kill a fake story.
Mm.
You can discredit it right away, right there and then. This is on, and people will say, I think it's on. But if you don't discredit something, it becomes a problem. Yes.
Sorry, excuse me. We really have run out of time. So only one question, I think, and then we move on to another.
Okay. Anyone who has any issues?
Well, I think here the issue is whether it's traditional media or it's a social media. But I think as people who receive information, when we get the document, we must ask questions. you must ask whether that is a living document, because a document is supposed to have parents. It's supposed to have relatives. What I'm saying is it's supposed to have its originality. And we must verify where are you coming from. Who is your mother and who is your father? If those questions are not answered, then they better not use the documents. We can't just say because this is social media, then I think we'll be throwing everything. One day we'll put this country in turmoil. So I think there should be a level of responsibility.
We have to start.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Benson, for taking us through a military session in this cyberspace. That was really very enlightening. And I'll build on that one. It will be a very short presentation for me. And what I'll do, I'll use only the last slides because some of the background has already been covered adequately and will not go into definitions and the like. One way of combating or combat information that is intended to destroy, to damage, to mislead is by us as the media influencers becoming diplomats online in social media. And I think that's what we need to look at today. But before maybe we go to that detail, let me just talk a little bit about what is nation branding. We all know yesterday, and even Robot Boy, talked about brands, the different brands that he has been engaged to endorse, but also to promote. In marketing, we have so many products that we see usually being marketed through advertisements and so on and so forth. But like I said yesterday, the bigger budget now is going towards social media influencers to promote those brands. And the same thing is happening also. Many countries are adopting the strategy and approach where they are using media influencers to brand their countries. And so you are very important people in that role. And this is why we have to talk about something about that. Now, national branding, we could say that it's a consistent and all-embracing national brand strategy, which determines the most realistic, most competitive, and most compelling strategic vision for the country and ensures that this vision is supported, reinforced, and enriched by every act of communication between the country and the rest of the world. And that's where you come in, enriched by every act of communication. And in Malawi, we now have Vision 2063, Malawi 2063, which is our vision. And I think everything now rallies around that vision. A country that has got no vision is impaired, and you don't know where you are going. So it's a big tool, a great tool that we can use, all of us, to brand Malawi. But also branding serves to raise a country's global competitive advantage and international influence, as well as boost nation building. Ngati tikufuna kuti dziko lathu likhale ndi lodziwika ndi zinthu zimene enu ake ife tikufuna kuti lidziwikire, ndiye kuti tikuyenera kuti tikhale ndi njira imene tikhoza kumanenera za dziko lathu. Ine ndagwirapo ntchito ndi anthu ambiri m'mayiko osiyanasiyana, koma ambiri amati akabwera amadabwa. Ambiri they are in shock. Ndi amene kuti kodi Malawi uja ndi uyuyu, ndiye mauzo kuti yetu ku Malawi ndi kuno. Because zimene akhala akumva ndi zimene akhala kuwerenga zimakhala zinthu zosiyana kwambiri. Very different. In fact, you'll be very shocked kuti anthu amesa kuti ku Malawi kulibe ngakhale even supermarket or mwina airport ipotelera ndege. You know, there's some total misinformation. Komano nthawi zinanso zimakhala chifukwa cha zina zimene mwina timatha kumakambirana. If you go on YouTube, you'll find out kuti pamakhala so njira zambiri zimene anthu ena zimene amanena Benson Linje zonena kuti mwina tili pa competition. Mayiko amakhala mu competition, isn't it? We are surrounded. It's like a game. Or everyone wants to make their nation, you know, better and they create a good image. So pamakhala nkhani zambiri zina zimene zili zosokonekera zomwe sizipereka chithunzi chenicheni cha dziko la Malawi. Now, njira imodzi imene tikamanena za nation branding imasiyana ndi product chifukwa chonena kuti product mukhoza imakhala yogwirika chinthu chimene anthu mukhoza kuwaonetsa kuti ndi ichi. Sinditchulapo zina mwa izo koma mwina madzi amene tili nawo chifukwa kuti ndikhanga ndikupanganso promote, I may misrepresent or present products anthu. Koma you have madzi amene ena wina ango ndionetsa kuti kodi madzi amene ndiopangidwa ndi ndani. Maybe let me ask Horace so that you can be off a little bit from, yeah, that's from Nyika, isn't it? Yeah, and that's one of the brands ya madzi amene timakhala nawo. And pamakhala chitsanzo china chilichonse kasimbo imene makhala. Koma dziko timanena zinthu zambiri. For a country, there are so many things that we can talk about. And to create an emotional quality, we talk about the things that we have. I will show some of the pictures of the things we have. But where a brand is concrete, I mean a product is concrete, is something we can see. Tikamanena za dziko, we talk about my emotions. Mwachitsanzo, tikamati Malawi, the warm heart. The word warm, you know, evokes emotions, isn't it? It gives you, it talks something about, not tangible, but something that you can feel. The people who smile, and so on and so forth. But what are these things many timazigwiritsa ntchito kuti tithe kunena? It's not only the logo, ya Malawi ija, kapena flag and the like. There are so many things. Mwachitsanzo, chithunzi ngati ichichi, it's part of the Malawi brand. Munthu kungochigwiritsa ntchito popanda mawu, chilankhula zinthu zambirimbiri. Tikuyikumbukira nthawi imene yeti? Tikuyikumbukira nthawi yeti? We remember this, isn't it? But the good news is, that time our defense force inachita demonstrate kuti it's for the people. You remember the issues that were talked about. Nowhere in Southern Africa, even in Sub-Saharan Africa, where the army will go on the street to protect protesters. Very rare. That time many people shared so many things. So these are some of the messages that went out when you look at this picture. But also our netball team out there If you look at the picture on the top there, for those who have done media analysis or text analysis, chithunzi icho chapamwambacho chikuonetsani kuti that netball player wa Malawi, that's victory. She's being challenged. Somebody is helpless there. Angoyangana mpira uja. Ndi manja so kangati basali helpless. These are the pictures that evoke some emotions about our power, about our progress, and the things that we can do. And you can see there a heroic, cheerful team, the netball team of Malawi. They are cheering. And you can also see here the prowessness of that our netballer, fiercely moving forward to score the ball. And these are the pictures, the images that evoke a country's image, and brand. Komanso, mukaona nkhope za anawo, chithunzi chapa Facebook 2019, visit Malawi Facebook. Mwatona tanzi ndika chithunzi kenaka kamene kana wanda kwambiri kabwino. Everyone has got a very beautiful set of teeth smiling, and the leg is in the background. Komanso azimayiwa. It doesn't matter kaya anadia chiyani mawa kaya anatani, but you look at their beautiful smiles, and these are the things that will give you the picture. This is a traditional wedding, although most of us, our weddings are more Western than traditional. And we also have these arts and crafts. We have one of the dances, Gule Wankuru, and then we have also those beautiful young ladies, Maseko Ngoni. They celebrate one of their events there. We also have Manganje, and then now these are the beautiful images. Komanso mukuona kuti pa Facebook timapeza so zithunzi zina. If you read the story here, that was written by a Malawian. Malawi is the poorest country in Africa. What's the problem? And it's not written by, it's not weaponization, somebody from abroad. It's a Malawian writing about Malawi. Yes, if you read the story, there are also facts about Malawi, but there are also maybe some things that may not be factual. And this is also another story. This one is better. I didn't want to take in. It's about climate change, but it's talking about many climate change will affect Malawi and the poverty in Malawi and so on and so forth. And then there is that picture. Mukuona pali mbale imodzi ya nsima and moto unali apopo. Ana walipo ngati 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? Ndamai. And then there is one plate and So those are some of the images when tima kala nazo. To cut a long story short, let me just go. I would have talked, but let me go to the very last part that is very important for us as media influencers. What do we do, and how do we help our country to create a brand for our country, a positive image that is attractive? The role of social media influencers in nation branding. Now, you have a very important role to play, and one of them is to increase nation branding awareness to reach millions of people. Most social media influencers have millions of followers. You have thousands of followers. As a result, you can help, create awareness about these beautiful images that we know, and maybe we can find or we can create and share. But also, you can build credibility and trust for more receptivity. And they trust you, especially those of you who are consistent. For example, Mr. Jokes, imagine one of these days you come up with a beautiful satire about Malawi being, warm and the like, and pa TikTok paja ndimakuonani ndimaonanso ndikukumbukira ina ichi nanunso kodi munatani pamene paja you put akukumbukire mende kunenayo anthu so aidziwa mwayikumbukira ya marketing ija kuti malonda achani malonda nzimayi wa malonda uja mwayiwalanso zimene mmapange nomo ndizambiri koma imene yoyo ninenso ndikuvutika kuinena panope for indivuta malonda ake bwanji koma munabeba kwa basi. Anyway, if you can do that also for the country, for Malawi, that would be beautiful. Anyway, amanena za promotion ya Malawi, many sex selling, how to sell sex, you know, and to promote. Mr. Jokes maikumbukira musawerame yayi mutavomerezana. Now, if you can do another one on TikTok for Malawi, I'm sure Malawi, millions of people will know about, you know, Malawi. So you are trusted people, you are very credible, and if you do an endorsement of Lake Malawi, an endorsement of anything about Malawi, people will trust it, and it will contribute hugely to the branding. But you also enrich content, like the DG was saying there. Actually, welcome back, Bwana DG. We missed you in the afternoon yesterday, but we are happy you are here. Now, you enrich the content because you know your mapanga engage. And above, I just want to make sure I use this slide. It is difficult to come up with new and interesting content for radio, TV, advertising content. In fact, a few years ago, around 2009, 2010, when we were preparing from migrating from analog to digital broadcasting, one of the challenges that was observed among the communications community or industry with MACRA was that because digital tend to enlarge platforms, one of the biggest challenges would be the development of content. Radio stations, television, usually one of their challenges, especially here in Malawi, is to create content for broadcasting. And the social media influencers, you are the people who can help to generate and to create that content, to enrich it. If relevant government departments, for example, the Minister of Tourism, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Trade, Malawi Investment and Trade Center, MITC, and the private sector through MCCCI, even individual companies, you know, can engage you to co-create, not only just as an accident zijedi, koma kumagwirizana nanu in that partnership to create purposeful, deliberate content imene ikhoza kumapita through social media and the like, that can be great. You can enrich, you can participate in that. And for me personally, this is something that we need to advocate. That deliberate engagement through nation branding strategy, where we have a country strategy for nation branding and we use social media influencers, we engage them to help, you know, create content. The advantages are many if that happens, because you have partnerships in terms of spreading and creating and you know, sharing the content that promotes Malawi, but also it is cost effective. It is cost effective. You don't lose. I know last time we also did adverts on CNN, but to do an advert on CNN for Malawi by the Ministry of Tourism probably, it would take a whole filming crew. Yes, CNN edi kubwera mudziko muno kudzajambula zithunzi. You know, they can stay for 1 week or 2 weeks, koma kuzapanga advert ya how many minutes? 30 seconds, isn't it? So you fly in a whole crew, hotel accommodation, and then you pay. You don't only pay for the trip, but you also pay for what? You pay for the adverts themselves, isn't it? That's a lot of money. Whereas if you engage social media influencers, kwachita engage kuti azita create content about Malawi, ikhala far much cheaper, but you also reach a huge audience. Ma statistics anatipatsa kale dzulo alinje, komanso ndinaperekaso ne ma statistics ena kuti munthu mmodzi pa social media amakhala 2 and maybe 2 hours. Every person amene muli naye on average amakhala 2 hours akuchita consume your message. Now, if each one of you has 10,000, you can multiply that, and friends of friends. So the cost effectiveness, the multiplicity is huge. And I think this is something that we should be doing. But there is also unlimited sharing of those products. I think I should stop here and say that what are we saying? Tikunena kuti inuyo ngati social media influencers, you are critical to branding, to helping kuchita brandi Malawi. You are diplomats, you know, you are ambassadors. People trust you, people believe in you, And if you give that other side of the story about Malawi, they will carry it. I can imagine Anjiru, someday with very good content talking about Malawi, so many will believe. And if Mr. Jokes have already mentioned Suya, and everyone else, if we can all be engaged, that will really be helpful. Now, maybe let me open for questions. We have 9 minutes before lunch. Lunch will be ready by 12 o'clock. Yes.
Thanks a lot for that presentation. I think one of the things that we really need to focus on, or to put much effort as media influencers, and probably just everyone as a country, is in the issues of nation branding. I think what I've observed is most of us love complaining. I think we are masters of complaining a lot when it comes to who is not doing the right things, but we mostly don't come to the table when time for solutions or creating the solutions arrives. We have been doing, I think, a lot, and a good example is going to be the forthcoming Independence Day celebrations. If you look for the past few years, people wait until the government does the celebrations, and then we start taking pictures of the branding around the roundabouts. 57 years, what is this? We can't even spell that. And it's us now, people that are popular, because we know that kind of content gets a lot of engagement. Everybody wants to complain, to put in. But right now, I'm not even sure how many of us are thinking of, I can at least contribute this to what the government is probably thinking about the Independence Day celebrations. And my question is to everyone in here, what roles are we supposed to play when it comes to these celebrations? We have got a lot of holidays, Mother's Day, this and that. What do we bring to the table to help make this more like Malawian rich celebrations or commemorations? And when do we step in? Do we wait for the government, or how could we have more like a united voice or a united movement that helps push these things and create a great or good Malawian story?
Imene yetu ndi case study yabwino kwambiri, ndipo mwandithandiza ine kwa basi kupanga presentation yanga, simwanandithandizaso kuposa mmene mwanenera pamenepo. That's a very good case study kuti kodi mwachitsanzo 6 July akubwera, isn't it? There is a lot of negativity tinezoona. I think kuti tiyambe kuchita analyze content imene ili yochokera ku Malawi by Malawians, yambiri ndi ya negative. Timapita sunake ndakapeza kachikwangwani ka akubwera president wa ku Zimbabwe, kachikwangwani anaka paranda about 49 uko, ndakapeza anthu akasamusa ndikukayika pambali ndikumajambulaso zithunzi. I was very appalled and I said, wow, this is amazing in a very strange way. But chitsanzo chimenecho ndi chabwino kuti kodi tikukonzekera kutani. Kodi ifeyo gawo lathu ndilotani kuti 6 July akubwera? Kodi tipakhalabe tikupanga complain, kukhalabe tikudandaula, kukhalabe tikulira, kapena pali zina zake zimene ife tikhoza kupanga celebrate, tikhoza kusangalala, kukondwera, ine ndikukhoza kuti zilipo zambiri, and inuyo ma media influencers you are key. Any other comment? Yes, Joseph. Yeah, you raised your hand. You have a mic there, isn't it? Okay, please.
Ndithokoze choyamba kuti presentation mwapangayo ndi yofunika kwambiri ndipo ndi yabwino kwambiri, yalithandiza kwambiri. Few weeks ago ndinali pa bridge ya area 18 pa interchange pa Musipa. So I took very nice, beautiful picture. I posted. Now, people heckled at the picture. I would, why are you posting that? So I said, what's the problem with this development which Lilongwe is undergoing? I could, Is it not maybe the time we tuone so bino definition? For bad news and good news, bad news. Maybe otherwise, as media, as influencers, maybe it's time to pange shape narrative ya dziko. Tikonde dziko, nkhani meneli yabwino, let's be told as it is. Very beautiful projects, even in area in Petroda, just near Gamsendo Hospital. Very good progress here, 6 lanes. Komatigalemba, akutiyai, basi, akumati chamaina, akutiyai, ma handiclappers. Lile mukama nkhani ya dziko, you are saying handiclappers. Very sad indeed. Komba, akuti chimene chikuchuka, chikhale kunyoza basi, akuti it's a good story. That's very bad indeed. So, indeed, ndikuthokozeni chifukwa cha presentation imene yoyo, ngati dziko, tilembe bwinobwino kuti dziko lathu kunjako anthu amawerenga zambiri. I was in Mozambique a few days ago. Anthu amakonda dziko la Mozambique kwambiri, amalemba andilipa border. Anayamikira kuti koma Malawi ni dziko labwino kwambiri. Wonani mmene mwamangira customs one stop apa. Anayamikira kwambiri. So look who are appreciating anthu a Mozambique kwamika no Malawi. So ndiyamikire kambaka zimene zonse. So
currently, I think in Southern Africa, this is not a fact, but it's just my thinking. We might be the only country who have now excess power, electricity. Maybe. We know how, I think yesterday it was also mentioned. During the time we had the load sheddings, there was a lot of outcry. But how many of us have celebrated about having excess electricity? Have we celebrated? We haven't celebrated, isn't it? Out of my side. Yeah, no, but you know what? It's this is just right. You know, just by having excess power, even by an endorsement from one of you, that can translate into tourism, that can translate into direct foreign investments, that can also translate into people really wanting to buy from Malawi. It's good news. These are some of the things that we can celebrate. Anyway, any more comments? Yes, please.
I just wanted to shed more light on what my colleagues have said. I think Malawi ambili sitimakonda dziko lathu. I think yesterday, I was with my friend Ulunji, timapita so Ulunji Mezua, he's here. Timapita kunyumba, and then we were talking about patriotism ngati Malawi. I think we talked about electricity. There was a time everyone was complaining, as you have said. But then magesi panopa kuyaka kwambiri, zonse zili bwinobwino, palibe amene woyamikira antitukuti iyayi ndi ntchito yawo mesa. That's their job. Ndeti ziwayamikira chifukwa chani. Pakakauti china chake ikakauti mwina boma peta pake zinthu sizikuyenda bwinobwino, anthu timayankhula kwambiri. Zikakauti zachita kuona ndi tumachiroona wena nuti apapa boma at least akupanga zinthu zadongoso. Koma mapeza onena kuti anthu sitimafuna kuyamikira timadikirano timafuna tizionesa zoyipa zokaso. So what we write on social media, for example, if I was in the US like last year, and then Antamafusa, where are you from? Malawi. What? Antamapanga search pa social media. Kodi ku Malawi kuti chani. Ndi amaona kuti ku Malawi amapanga search ma stories from Malawi. And zimapanga pop up ndi zinthu za ifeyo amene Malawi zimene timalemba. Now, if it's all about like negativity, now people will say, will that person be interested to come here? No way. So Malawi sitimakonda dziko lathu. Anzathu dziko lao independence yomweyi kumakhala kuti anthu onse amatuluka ndi tukapanga parade kukakhala nawo kusangalala kuti dziko lao kumwe kunoko zimenezo aya siningapange zimenezo. So we don't love our country, and it's ifeyo as my influencers, we have that capability yopanga influencer nina kuti akhale nafe on whatever we are doing. So tiyambe ndifeyo my influencers kupanga influence, kupanga unena kuti dziko lathu lipite patsogolo. Samadikire kuti boma litiitane kuti atipase kena kake kaya ena ake atipase for my influencers pena timati yayi sana ndilipire zimene ndesi ningapange. So we need to start ifeyo patoka. Thank you so much.
That's very amazing. You can see the clapping, you know, which means people are happy. There was a hand before yours, sir. If I can recognize that hand, yes, please.
I agree that there's a lot of negative content going around, but I wanted to disagree with the ESCOM thing. We pay for electricity. We don't need to praise people for doing their jobs. That's the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum. They're doing their job. If it was free, I would praise them, yes. But they're doing their jobs, and we pay for them to do that. So, no. That's what we pay for.
There is a difference between having electricity as a right, which is a birthright, an economic right, but there is also a difference in branding your nation, in being proud of your nation. These are totally different things. Yeah, they are different things. A right, you know. Yeah. These are different things. What we are talking about here is about being proud of your country, is about making our country a place where we can all be happy and enjoy to live. And we do that by creating images and pictures that we want to show. Yes, there was a hand there.
Ndimafuna ndiigirepo ndemanga zimene alankhula Mr. Jawa andizoona ife dziko lathu timalephera kulipititsa patsogolo ndi kumalikweza kapena kukamba zabwino zimene zikuchitika mu dziko mwathu. Mainly timapanga politicize almost everything, and it starts with politicians. For instance, Mr. Jawa akutana tenga chithunzi ndikuyika. Akaona Mr. Jawa anthu akuwaonako ngati munthu wandale mwina kuti mwina kapena ali kuboma kapena ku State House. So pano kumakhala kovuta kuti anthu achiyamikire kapena achitenge kuti kodi is he doing that in good faith or he's trying to praise someone. For instance, let's say kuti tikuchita chisankho chaka chamawa kuti boma la Zintha achawa chomwecho adzachionaso choyipa wina wake atapanga. Ndiye tikuyenera kuti tisinthe mindset, tisamaike ndale patsogolo kwambiri pa chilichonse chimene tikuchita, komanso ziyambire kwa akuluakulu athu andale kuti chimene akuchita adzichichita ngati cha dziko osati ngati cha iwowo cha chipani kapena cha nthawi yawo imene akulamulira iwowo. Kuti mwa ifeso mumtima mwathu tidziona kuti chinthu ichi ndiye cha Chimalawi chimene tikuyenera kuti tichikweze tichipange promote. Pali zambiri zimene tikhoza kumachita kuti Malawi ipite patsogolo, koma timalephera chifukwa cha ndale zomwezo kuti mwina ndikapanga izi awaganiza mwakuti, ndikapanga izi awaganiza mwakuti. Kachiwiri munazakamba za branding kuti mwina mwaka amatha kubweretsa CNN, kuti CNN ibwere pafunika ndalama zochuluka. So there is need kuti tipange promote mafimu amene aliko Malawi kuno ndi ma individuals amene akuzokwanitsa kuchita zimenezo. Koma vuto limakhalapo ikafika nthawi imeneyo anthu amayang'ana kaye ndalama andamachita kusankha kuti kodi tikatenge ndani. So mwina mwakeso akuluakulu ngati inu kuntunda kumukakhala kumalingalirako mukapita tikatuluka muno kumalingalira kuti mulumu tinapita muja tinakumana ndi anthu kodi ntchito iyi akhoza kupanga ndi ndani. Not only kumakira koma within government zimene mukhoza kuona mukhoza kutola kwa anthu angapo kuti izi akhoza kutithandiza ndi awa.
That's a very good contribution, very much, and I think I think this is what we wanted, a candid talk, isn't it? Ndisa napereke mwaikwaina ndingonena kuti dzulo lija taphunzira kuchokera kwa Robot Boy. Zili kwa inu to brand yourself as Wandale or to brand yourself as a person people can trust, somebody with credibility. Sijo nchokoni. So you know timanena za brand, who do you want to be? All right, Tingo Tenga go 2-3 more questions. Yes, let me start here. Then you'll be Bayana, you'll come, Wayana, and then Mr. Jokes. Yeah, please.
Ndangofuna ningotsira bondemanga bazimene zayankhulidwa.
Pali munthu wina akotchuka opanga za mafilimu zoko America amati Denzel Washington anafunsidwapo kumbuyo kuza kuvuta kumene kumachitika ndi achinyamata ndi achitsikana ku America kuti amamangidwa amaomberedwa boma sili asamala bwino. Iye poyankha anayankha kuti kodi munayamba maonapo apolisi ataombera mwana wa zaka 9? Anthu aja analiphera kumuyankha mwina sanamvetse chimene amanena koma iye chimene amatanthauza ndi chokuti zinthu zimayambira pa khomo. So chimene ajasudzula anatiuza kuti you brand yourself. Before tisanatutuke nyumba mwathu eti mapolisi athu amachokera pa khomo. So if in our homes mulibe bata, it is easy to lash out kwa anthu ena. So first and foremost, let's first check ourselves. Tikupita ku branding kuja. So as we branding ourselves, as chichonse chimene tutulusa kunja, if mumtima mwathu surrounding yathu ili surrounded by hate, nothing good will come out of it. It will always be hate. So dziko lino sili dziko limayambira kaye pa khomo. First as an individual, ineyo ndine Melvin Kadewere. Koma ndine Melvin Kadewere anandipasa dzina ndili wang'ono. Chichonse chimene ndikupanga, it's attached to everything else that I've done. I've achieved kwambira ndili wang'ono kuchokera zimene ndaonera kwa makolo wanga. So as we live, as we do our jobs, let us go back to our foundations. You can brand yourself to be a negative person, you can brand yourself to be a positive person, but be real about it. Don't be fake about it. So no one is being told what to do or how to do what they want to go about it. Do what you need to do, but do it in a positive and straightforward way. Osavala zikuba. Ziko.
Diana, you come after Mr. Jokes, and that will be probably the last.
Okay, no, thank you very much. My take is, ndimaona ngati kuti munthu ukapanga post, ndiye nkupeza kuti anthu, ena, they're liking it, and perhaps your highest likes are coming after a negative story. That can shape your next post. So pali gap imene mwina soto kupempheni ino amene mumakhala mukupanga organize nthuzi kunena kuti audience psychology pali anthu amene tikuwatumikira amene akupanga dictate the behavior of the influencers instead of the other way around. Zulo Robert anazana maonena kuti if you can't stand for anything, you fall for anything. You know kuti ukachita post ichi, you only get a few likes. Ukachita post negative, you get so many likes. Pamenepo, a decision has got to be made by the media influencer. What do I stand for? So, samapwekese nthawi zina the power of likes, because aliyense afuna more numbers, you want more leverage with the numbers. But at the same time, we want authenticity of truth and trustworthiness as a source. And I think that balance is something that will call for a lot of discipline and such continued engagement between the regulator and perhaps the media and media influencers as well. So we also are dealing with an audience that has an insatiable appetite for negativity. And we have an immense responsibility to reshape that. But how is only when we can stand for what we believe, because if we don't know how to stand for what we believe, we can fall for anything.
I think the word negative keeps coming. Both our audiences to pali negativity. I still insist you are the guys who can change the narrative. And because you are creative people, influencers, people who trust. Now, Mr. Jokes, I think there is another. Okay, now, Mr. Jokes, then we'll come to you. All right? That's fine. Yes, Mr. Jokes.
Mafuna kulankhula kuti ifeyo timafuna titamalankhula zokhuzana ndi dziko. Koma nthawi zina chimene chimatibweza nchakuti pamakhala anthu ena ake apatsidwa ndalama kuti apange chomwecho. Iweyo sunapatsidwe ngakhale 50 kwacha komanso kupanga chomwecho. You understand, eh? Ndayankhula zimene zizi chifukwa cha mbuyo kunagwa mliri wa COVID. Ma message ya COVID-19 anthu ena anasankhidwa ndi kupatsidwa ndalama kuti alengeze afalitse uthenga kuti anthu zivala mamaski, tisamba manja, tisapanga chani. chimodzimodzinso vaccine atabwera anthu ena anapatsidwanso ndalama. So zimakhala zokhuza kuti iweyo ndi influencer sunapatsidwe ndalama, azenzako ena apatsidwa ndalama kuti alengeze uthenga wake omwewo. Ndiye chomwe chimabweza mbuyo ndi chimene chikuti so ena pomwe patengapo ndalama kuti afalitse uthengawo. Ine sinapatsidwe, ndikhale chete. Awawo apatsidwa awo atati kodi agwira ntchitoyo. Bwana ndalama ya musazayipwekese. Ndifaka naikapo munthu okufa. Okay. Now zimatibweza mbuyo mwachitsanzo tiye ndioneni kuti posachedwa apa dziko lathu likhali masankho tifune time. For instance ine ndikamalemba jokwe imodzi imatha kunditengera 2 weeks or mwezi imodzi kuti ifikepo ndi jokwe iyi anthu akaseka. It takes a lot of time, right? So ndilembe jokwe ija ndipanga
apa mumatisekesa atu mphindi 1 second kumaseka kuno.
Of course it's in me, that's why. Ndino bebani do ujene mukamandi yangana musamandi yangane baka mabene ba. So zima kuganisa kuti okay ndikhala pansi ndilembe ndipange create content ndijambule ndiponye azizangala ndandama yosuna landire. You see, ndi umabwerera munthu mbuyo. That's why koma no pali zinthu zina we need to do as a country because it's our country, it's our home. Thank you so much.
Mwamaliza bwino kwambiri. Komanso kumbukirani zimene anena Robot Boy kuti phiri silimapita kumene kuli munthu eti kwa munthu amapita kumene kuli cha. You also have responsibility to knock. Do you remember what Robot? That was a very good example. Knocking. He has got 3 million followers in total. He's a mega, but his advice is knock. One door, he said even up to the 7th what? Door. That was very good advice in my opinion. So takumvani komanso akulu akumakira mwamva kuti program yayamba kuchita ningenji mmodzi mwa inu sichoncho chilichonse chimakhala ndi chiyambi. Anayankhula bwino kwambiri mankhambo aja kunena kuti we have to start from somewhere. They have to start from somewhere. Yeah, so let's have only 2. Diambe Lasuya. No. Let's start with her and then you'll be the last, okay? Yeah, sure.
I'm actually very excited about what he has been talking about, Mr. Jokes, because I think we're sitting here not as employees of any corporate or any government entity. We're sitting here because of the power that we have within ourselves. I want to give an example. The week that Major One jumped bail in South Africa, a team of us went to the Johannesburg SME convention and we launched the Bushiri Leadership Institute. We arrived there were so many people doing different things, but we arrived there and we put up our banner with Major One, the most wanted fugitive of the hour, because we believed in him. If you believe in something, it doesn't matter the climate, the salary, the payment, the person. If you believe in a cause and it's like fire in your bones, you will stand up and speak about HIV. It doesn't matter whether you get paid or you don't. Getting paid is important, but if you put the money first, trust you me, Robert Boy would not have been here yesterday. An expat in Malawi at his age, getting paid, being flown, now he's at the lake. Doing that because he responded to something that is inherent. You even said just now that it's something that's in me. So channel that which is in you to serve a purpose greater than yourself. I think that's really, really important for an influencer. Otherwise, you're just an employee. I mean, they pay me to speak on TV. I stand up and say, this is happening on this day. That's just speaking. But if you have a calling and you are known as an influencer and you are there, people listen when you talk. That means that you are different. You've been given a set of skills that sets you apart from other people. So I just wanted to throw that in there because your voice matters and you own your own narrative. And I wanted to say here in the presence of macro officials and especially the DG, that I think the negativity issue has been said in almost every workshop I've attended. And I think it's time that as a grouping of people, we have email addresses and contacts. Let's be deliberate. Robert Boy spoke about being intentional. Let's make a timeline. Each of us that has been here, we should be able to say kudos to Macra. We had a great workshop, we interacted, we spoke about good things, we did 1, 2, 3, something positive. All of us have the ability there's a frame at the back there. There's the ability to take a picture with the backdrop there and say something positive about two things, about your own voice as an influencer, about Makra that has put it all together, and to say something positive about all the negativity we can't just be talking every time, guys. We meet, we talk, we disperse. I think we can set even just a trend this weekend, and so that people should know that, no, there are people out there, they are known as influencers. This weekend, Abangazakuti, and going forward, it's not for money, as because they are leaders. People must recognize our industry and take it seriously. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was also really amazing and very good advice. Yes, please. And looks like I didn't notice one hand, so Ras Harawa, please, I'll give you a chance to speak. Yeah, thank you. And I'm happy you are going to speak.
Yeah, mine is a comment. I'll make it brief. I want to agree with all my fellow influencers with what they're saying. We have the power to change the narrative. I want to speak in Chichewa just to give a good example. In our families, pama pezeka zokuti mwina makolo ayambana or mwina tingoti makapoza ayambana. Koma pakabwera alendo, picture imene timapereka imakhala yosiyana ndi zimene zikuchitika. Timabisa zinthu zimene sizabwino. Now, why can't we do the same if we as influencers? Tizindu tumene tikuona kuti titi ndira negative, we should not highlight them. Tipange highlight zinthu zimene zili zabwino, zimene zitha kuthandiza dziko lathu kuti live patsogolo, mene tukambira nkhani za tourism and all that. Let us highlight zinthu za positive. Izi za negative zilipo tikuziwa. We have issues with Eskom ngachani. Pali njira zina zimene tingathe kuafikira Eskom aja kuti kodapa pakufuta chani. Instead of going pa Facebook and but Uganda on Eskom, it's our Eskom. If we're in Malawi, this is our country, and there's no other Malawi. It's just this country. So yeah, let us change the narrative of our country. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you very much. That was powerful. Timalize ndi Ras Harawa pepani kuti sitingathe tonse kulankhula nthawi kuti ndapempheno a DG atsekere kenakano tipite tikadye nkhomaliro yathu. So Ras Harawa, please make your comment. The floor is open for you.
Ndathokoza kwambiri. I don't know if I'm too loud. Koma nkhana apa ndionena kuti choyamba ndiyamikire zikuone kuti mkumano unali wabwino kwambiri. Koma ndikungofunanso kuti ndidziwe kunena kuti kodi tsogolo la chinthu likhala lotani popeza nkhani zimene zakambidwamo ndi zikuluzikulu. Choyambirira tikambe kunena kuti mwatiyitana ngati ma media influencers, koma there are just a few of us. Chimene chikusonyeza kuna kuti dzikoli kuli anthu ambiri. Ifeyo mwatiyitana ngati ma media influencers, komanso kuli anthu enanso kuti they are influencers in their own rights kunjaku. Ndiye funso linali lonena kuti Makra monga mbali imodzi ya boma sindikudziwa kunena kuti chitsogolo chake chikhala chotani popeza nkhani imene ikukambidwa especially komalizaku chimene chili ngati kunyadira dziko lathu ndi kukonza image ya dziko lathu, kupereka positive image, that is sindikudziwa kuti mugwira ntchito motani, either kamugwira ntchito ndi mene matogwira ndi Ministry of Information kandi achani NICE, that is National Initiative for Civic Education, ndi mabungwe enotero popeza chinthu chisiya chinthu cha anthu ochepa ngati mene tililimu, komanso ife amene tingachite influence ndika fraction kochepa kwambiri ka society yathu. Meaning kunoti pali ma masses a anthu onena kuti ofunika apangide civic educate pama issues onse amene akambidwa apawa, kuphatikizapo zija timatha kumva madzulo aja especially zokhuza chilamulo zimene ambiri mwa ife mwina sitimadzidziwanso mbuyomu. Nde funso langa ndilonena kuti kodi kusogoloku mchitidwe wake kapena chimene tikuchikamba panochi mukuchiyang'anira kapena mukuchiganizira motani, muchipitisa motani ndi cholinga chonoti Malawi wina aliyense kaife timampanga influence kasi timampanga influence koma athandizika motani kuti adziwe nayenso tithandizane mu ntchito ngati imene tikuphunzira panoyi. ziko.
Ras Halawa, pamenepo tu, in fact, munachita bwino kuti munali womaliza, chifukwa now you are asking the question, what are the next steps? What's the way forward? So it fits very nicely. Everyone who has spoken at the right time. And that couldn't be any better conclusion than the one imene mwapanga Ras Halawa. In fact, anthu akuzokomberani manja, kuti kuumira manja bwanji. Yeah, that's very good. So, zimene timapanga, munthu wamkulu ngati uno akayankhula. Timasiraso munthu wamkulu wina kuti ayankhe. Nde munthu wamkulu akabwera kumatseka, ndili ndi chikho kuti ayankha. So timusire munthu wamkulu abwera atiyankha, bwinobwino, koma kungonenapo kuti even ngakhalenso ine ndigwirizane nawo Ras Halawa kunena kuti we need a more coordinated effort kuti chinthu chichitani chitheke tisinthe narrative ya mmene timayankhulira ndi zina. While we are enjoying freedom of expression, imene ananenera dzulo, I think in the Linje Benson anafotokozaso ngati sindikunama za enjoying our freedom, enjoying our creativity, our innovation, enjoying the popularity, the fame, and becoming a brand. Nkati momwemo za accidental zija tizipangeno kuti zikhale no well coordinated. And titakhala ndi strategy yabwino ya nation branding where yochita focus on social media influencers, that would be great. Titakhala ndi njira yabwino yamene tingathe kumakumanirana ndi kupitiliza, I think zikhozokhala bwino. Koma izo ndi nkhama chabe, I think pabwera amene akuyenera kulankhula ndi kuyankha mafunso amene pa nthawi yake. Tafika pamapeto pama presentations athu, ndithokoze Mr. Benson Linje amene anali mmodzi wa ma facilitators athu, omwenso ndi president wa PR Society ya kudziko lino la Malawi, amene dzilonso mogwirizana ndi makra anayesetsa kubweretsa pamodzi ma public relations officers, practitioners, komanso ma media influencers kuti mukumane ndi kucheza. Ndikho kuti kucheza kumeneko kunali kwa phindu. Ndithokozenso Mr. Nyaka Horace chifukwa cha presentation yanu inali yabwino. Inenso naphunzirapo zambiri za fake news, managing news. Munthu ukamayankhula from experience zimakhala bwino kwambiri. Tithokoze for ya presentation imene ija. Tithokozenso amene munapangitsa kuti kumana kwathu khale kwabwino ngati Bambo Wisdom Chingwede yomwe ndi president wa Media Council of Malawi, ndi ena amene anabwera anayitanidwa koposa. Tithokozenso inu nonse amene munabwera kudzamvetsera zimene zinakuonza, and tithokoze bungwe la makra chifukwa chonena kuti makra ndi regulator. Tikati regulator ndiye kuti akhoza kusankha kumenda ndi chikwapo. Eti regulator amakhala ndi malamulo, kuli la electronic cyber security law komanso kuli communications law, akhoza kumenda ndi chikwapo. Koma iwowa asankha njira yabwino kuti iyayi tisamende ndi chikwapo, tiyambe tapatsa capacity anthuwa, taphunzitse kuti akhale ndi kuthekera kotha kumatsatira malamulo. Why don't we give a round of applause to Makra for the initiative as we look ahead for more initiatives? So at this point, may I hand over to the Director General, Makra, to come and close this conference. Please, sir.
Thank you very much, Baldwin. Wesi, do you want to speak for 2 minutes? So Wesi is the CEO for one of the biggest things that are happening in Malawi, and that is the Muni Fund from Makra. 450 million Malawi kwacha that is being put aside to do with innovation and research in Malawi, to do with local issues using local resources. So come through with.
Good day to you all. I am Wesi Salima, the team lead for the Muni Fund. Just to briefly talk about the fund. It is an ICT research and innovation fund that looks at funding local solutions from the local problems that we face as Malawians. We have 5 areas of focus, which are agriculture, banking, education, healthcare, and environment, and ICT and digital services. We have 3 categories, which are the academia, where we have a category for students in universities, and the collaborative research, where we have a category for lecturers and students in different universities and technical colleges. Our second category is the industry, whereby we look at people that are already in the sectors that are already doing different things. And our third one is the general public, where it's open to every Malawian. We are currently working with the Ministry of Local Government, Unity and Culture, whereby we're engaging with the DCs and CEOs of the different councils. So each DC and CEO is going to send us intervention areas in which they believe that there are problems or opportunities that are arising in their councils, and they would like their assistance with, be it agriculture, banking, education, healthcare, and ICT. So once they submit these 5 areas, and we have 35 councils, we will have a pool of 175 intervention areas in which we will have people bring in the solutions for those areas. Once people bring in the solutions for those areas, they will go through an evaluation process at district level, whereby the top 3 entries will be taken from each district, and we will showcase them so that people can bring in more input, and showcase so that people may bring in more input and any more opportunities that may arise from those entries. Those entries will therefore be taken to regional level, whereby we can see whether this entry that from Estes has been taken from Deza can be applied at the central region. So those entries will be taken to the regional level, whereby we will pick the top 3 entries from the regional level that can be implemented at regional level. After that, we will have the final evaluation process, which will be done at national level, whereby we will pick the top entry that can be implemented in the whole of Malawi. And using this platform, I believe that we all see the importance of having these solutions locally provided. And with your influence that you have in the social media, I believe you could assist us with bringing more of these ideas to our notice and bringing more of these ideas to people so that they may be able to apply and gain from this fund. Thank you.
So Muni is a project under MACRA. They have their offices in area 4, next to immigration offices. So the team is that old. They're about, they are around 20. What's your average age, you guys? 26-year-olds. So they're managing 400 million Malai Kwacha. That will create 105 new companies by September this year to impact every district council in this country. And next year, they'll do it again to create another new set of 105 new startups that will go to the market. All this trying to support local solutions, trying to support Malawians, but most importantly, we should add value to Malawi. Mr. Ronald Tembo from Universal Service Fund, come through. Let us know what the USF is all about. No, within Makra,
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. The Universal Service Fund was established under the Communications Act as a levy to bridge the digital divide in Malawi. As you may know, only less than 20% of Malawians are connected to the internet. There is another 80% out there who don't have access to the internet. So the fund was created to bridge that gap, and we use funding from levies and other funding from Parliament and other partners to ensure that we cover everybody so that nobody is left behind as we go into the digital world. So far, we've connected some schools and hospitals, and this year we are proceeding to connect another 100 schools And what we mean by connecting schools is we're building a lab, ICT labs, across the various secondary schools and across the country, especially in unserved and underserved areas. In addition to that, you may have heard of Yatu data. Yatu data is an initiative to address issues of affordability and accessibility of the internet. We are establishing community networks. What we mean by that is we will license operators at the district level to provide internet services at the district level. And that internet will be at affordable rates, because we're under another initiative that MACRA is running. We'll have what we call diplomatic data corridors that will ensure the data is nicely affordable for everybody. So in short, we are there to ensure there is digital inclusion for all Malawians by 2030. Thank you very much. Just to ask you to help us to spread the word, we're going to give each one of you a t-shirt, a pen, and an umbrella to just spread the brand. Thank you very much.
So, as I mentioned when we opened, that communication services are for every Malawian. Whether you're in a rural area, you're poor, you're rich, you must be accessing quality, affordable, and secure communication services. So data services are services that we've seen there was a big gap. So you saw the data that was there, the reports that are there. They're showing that not a lot of Malawians are accessing data because it was expensive. We all agreed data must fall. So this data has started falling. So now this is why the Yatu data is going to be a community network that will be licensed in every district to provide an alternative market for data. So you can choose. The same way that when you're in here, you've seen Ink, Sunbird, Airtel Wi-Fi, you will now be seeing Yatu. So you can click on that Yatu, and then you'll be connected to this alternative data that is connecting from Malawi to Tanzania using ESCOM cables in Malawi and using ESCOM cables of ESCOM of Tanzania to go to that site. So the ESCOM of Tanzania and the ESCOM of Malawi, they are both state-owned. So what we're doing is at a government level, we are negotiating government-agreed rates. So the president of Tanzania is coming for 6th July, and we're going to sign off these agreements. So Airtel would go to Tanzania and buy 1 gig at 100 kwacha, for an example. But the government of Malawi has gone to Tanzania and negotiated passage of 1 gig at a lower rate. So maybe it will be 30 kwacha. So now it will be that 30 kwacha that will be redistributed via Yatu data in the districts. We're now looking at data and internet as a social service. We're not looking at it as a luxury item. So Tanzania, we've sealed that corridor. Zambia, Namibia, we have also sealed that corridor. The same thing with Mozambique. So in all routes, we are able to now come out. Next week, Wednesday, there's a very big announcement that is coming around data and around connectivity. So I think just keep your eyes to your social media. You see a very big announcement that's coming. That will also mark another big milestone in our fight for making data affordable. Now, data yodu ikutsika, nde ikuchuluka. It means content iyambeso kutani kuchuluka. Because there is a principle in marketing that speaks about demand and supply. We cannot oversupply data. Sizingamangotsika zingine ziya. Data ikamabwera, capacity ikamachuluka. We need to have equally more content that should be consumed. And we should also have more people that are connecting and accessing to the data. So if mbali yathu tikupanga, if data vepa, ababa data fika body, I think tafika. Now no ndinu yono sobano. Ukoko kuti mbangeno jani, content ijebwele, ma services ajadani, abwele. And then together we should get more people to participate in this market. Once we do that, I think we are now going to get that digital Malawi that we're looking for. I hope the workshop has been enlightening. I hope the 2 days you have spent here, they've been worth it. I hope you go back having learned something. I hope you go back and take a few minutes to revisit what you've been doing, how you've been profiling yourself, and how you can move in the next 5-10 months from now and see how you can take advantage of this. So all these things that we're telling you, that's yatu data, these diplomatic data corridors, we're just showing you with the ma grade around there, ni seudalambula. Parabonde do we no ma 8 lane. You know, but we need vehicles on those roads, and the vehicles are you guys. So keep thinking, keep bringing new ideas, and make sure that we work together. MACRA, as a regulator, we are formed by law. We operate using laws. We can enforce laws where we have to. We have chosen to be a regulator via partnerships. So what we're doing is we should work together. So we've come to tell you fake news is bad. We've come to tell you misinformation is bad. We've come to equip you on how we can deceive, how we can perceive what is bad, what is good. So as we move forward, none of you should ever get into problems. It's a difference when we first arrest you and then we say, come here, Janjan. That's not what we want. But as we speak today, the law is there. You know, if we wanted now, we'll just say, Koditana, but we just go into your profile and say, this one, 5 years imprisonment. And that's the other way of approaching it. But we want to build. We want to build together. We want to go forward together. Now, that being said, Tirege, would you have an idea how many invites were sent? How many letters were signed? 120, right? So the invites went to as many people as possible. Whoever you can think is an influencer in Malawi, we sent a letter. And I personally signed every letter. Till the most right? So we did. Others, maybe they are too busy, they didn't show up. Others came. Now, for those that came, I think then we have to build this together. Now let's move forward, correct? That's what Ras Ray was asking. So now, what's next? So I'm going to take a gamble on you guys. I'm going to take a gamble from our advertising budget and our communications budget, that we're going to divert that and try to use you guys so that we can see if this works. So what's going to happen is we, from the attendance of yesterday and today, we'll take that list, we'll provide it to PPDA, because it's public procurement, for PPDA to allow us to shortlist you guys as creatives for our messaging. Once PPDA gives us that approval, then it means we have a soft contract between MACRA and you. Now we have a whole lot of projects and a whole lot of things that we have to do. So moving forward, what we'll do is we'll throw to you what we are doing, and we'll tell you in your creative capacity, what can you do? My blacks, you can compose a song or you can do whatever you want, it's okay. That's up to you. But what we'll be looking forward to is, one, we should see what you have done, and two, we should be able to track what has happened to that. So we'll be able to check how many views, how many impressions, and how many shares that particular item has been done. We are not saying you should go there and say, Makra. No. Tirimoze, all we are saying is there are so many projects that we are doing. There are so many things that we're doing. But we'll give you that profile and say, here. Now you pick from there. In there I'll talk about cyberbullying. In there I'll talk about child online protection. So how can we protect kids from accessing harmful content on the internet? Something like that. So go. So I know some of you are creatives that can directly create the content. I know that some of you are in a space where you are not the creative, but you would manage creatives, people like TAPS. So we're still engaging you. For example, TAPS will still go to you. Whether you go and get Jay-Z and Beyonce to do whatever it is, that's up to you. But when that content comes, we'll flag it under you. And whatever that content does, we will then deal with you. So our payment will be based on the traction and will be based on the feedback that we get from that content. So everyone here, it means everyone will have a piece of this cake. Are we together there? Everyone will have a piece of this cake. So some of you are writers, you can write, however you think about it. There is a reason why you came here. And now there's a reason why we are now moving forward together. So we're not saying don't think outside the box or be limited to this. No. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you will now be a creative consultant for MACRA. I think that's the right way, a creative consultant. How you are going to do it, now that's your magic. But when we come to you, we say, okay, Mwezuno, we are going to do the yatu data. Yatu data, this is what it does, A, B, C, D, E. Tell us what you're going to do. When you've done it, you come back to us and then we'll verify. And this, I'm not bluffing. This is what we're going to do. So that's the first thing that we are committing. And as I mentioned,